Cut. 5.
Why is Missouri going to put you into Missouri Sports Hall of Fame?
I don't know. I've been doing it for 30 years. I'm pretty good at what I was doing.
Well, a lot of people have just stuck around for a long time.
No, I was the best at what I did for a very long time.
I know.
All right.
Well, there wasn't a producer in this city that could touch me.
Where are my oven mitts?
You don't know how I got some of these guests and how I got phone numbers from. I got phone numbers that nobody else could get.
So you're going to go in based on phone numbers?
Well, that's how you get guests on. I once got David Copay on the air. You remember David Copay?
No.
And this is probably unethical what I did back then. I wouldn't do it now, but back then I would do almost anything to get a guest on. I said, okay, I just want to thank you because, I'm in sports radio. I have to go talk to all these athletes. I'm around all these jocks all day long. And as a gay gentleman, it's hard for me to deal with that. And because of your article, I've been able to do that. He goes, oh, I'm glad I helped. When can I come on? I pretended I was gay to get David Copay.
Cut.
6.
Mourn. I normally don't have to rush to the men's latrine with such haste.
Don't say latrine.
But my gerbil Manny ate an undercooked pork McGriddle, and his indigestion was jostling my colon to the point that I just couldn't clench onto the prairie dog much longer.
Oh, God.
That it?
I kicked open the family arena men's room door, and I saw a gentleman at the urinal, his arm against the wall and releasing guttural moans that could only be heard over near the fry bar.
Oh.
As I waltzed nigh his stubborn pelvic floor, I sensed a stinging on my nostril that conveyed to me that he had an asparagus dish at dinner last eve. I crept up behind him, stuck my hands in his back pockets of his jorts, and whispered in his ear, "Were they roasted? Did you marinate those spears in a stew consisting of a loosely related gentleman's sweet tinky brine?"
Okay.
Tinky brine, baby.
I let his splashback warm my arms. I let his waist warm my soul.
No.
Think about it, Doug.
That's enough.
Tunnels Talty.
Tunnels Talty just got himself suspended. I'm writing his name in the suspension log, and it is indeed leather bound.
I'm writing his name in the cuts.
Tunnels Talty will be suspended a period of 2 days' time, and I don't expect it feels real good. And those were the cuts of the week.
Celebrate all your college and fantasy teams' Tully touchdowns this weekend with Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. May your team be swift and their aim be true. May the refs be forever in your favor and your whiskey always Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, smooth sipping Irish whiskey, made exactly for game day moments like this. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. We're in the Michelob Ultra Studios. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Elva Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Action Jackson, Virgin Pringles, Hossboss, and the Plowhawk. And we are bad boys, and it's the weekend. And what do you want to do with us?
Do you find that you get worse as a bad boy as the weekend approaches?
Yeah, I feel like I become a little boy slut.
You do?
That's how I feel. Do you feel that way?
I never really have felt that way, no. Not until working with you fellas.
Now you feel naughtier.
Yeah, the end of the week rolls around, and I'm ready to, show a little more skin.
Well, Friday night's pizza night, and that's when we just fill ourselves up to the brim.
We get a little chubbier for the slaughter. That's right. I would say.
You show up at JJ Twigs with a topless?
JJ Twigs Southampton, 20% off. Take your picture there. The next thing you know, think about it. You get a $100 gift certificate if you are chosen from a drawing by posting your picture on the TMA fan page. Come on in. The water is warm. 314-881-TMA5. Engineered Design Facilities text inbox. Call in to the Steve Schmidt Kia and North County phone line 636-9004-TMA and email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design, air, heating, and cooling. Email of the day. And Doug, what is the lead today?
I guess it's the Blues with their 3 straight losses.
God, they're bad.
Not playing very well. Oh, no.
There you go.
Oh.
I had hope, but
they're going through a little rut, that's all.
There goes the season, boys.
It's over.
Peaks and valleys, long season. We just can't put the puck in the net. Not just in the net, but in the back of the net.
Man, Kyrie looks awful.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we just gave him a big contract.
They'll turn it around.
Backup goaltender's giving up 10 goals.
Well, he was pretty good for 2 periods, and then the
Well,
bottom
they play
just
3,
fell
so.
apart. Well,
Wow, man, Pepper and Jeannie are ready to...
I know. He was okay
I might
last night.
take
He
off
wasn't
from
a
Balloon
problem.
Party and let you boys just go down there. I think you might be hits. They would love you.
Can you imagine Plowsy starting the show? Well, Blues are done. This team sucks.
I think it'd be fun.
I actually do, too. I got it. Joining us now, he's with TSN. He does the early morning hockey program, but he's with us in studio today getting ready for the Blues. And, Doug, you call him L'Habitant?
I do, yeah.
And Jakey Allen, Darren Atkins of TSN. Darren, your opinion on the state of the Blues here as we approach the 12% of the way through the season mark?
I think it's time for tank mode.
Oh,
You got a generational talent in Connor Bedard. I mean, he made the Canadian national team, I think, at 16. Killer. So you tank, you get Connor Bedard.
he's going to be the number 1 draft pick?
Oh, he's the McDavid of it's like he's, like I said, a generational type talent. But
And
I'm
it's
kidding.
6
He'll
games
be
in,
fine.
that's what you think we ought
I'm
to shoot
kidding,
for.
Doug.
Oh,
If you want to lose, though, lose bad so we can get him. But this team will turn around. The backup goalie situation's tough. Putting a lot on Benny. If he gets hurt and Grease is your guy, that's going to be a long little stretch there.
he faced a lot of shots last night.
Well, yeah, because our defense is terrible.
Well, but that's not on him, that the defense is terrible.
Parayko is the weakest 6'8" defenseman I have ever seen in my life. I mean, it's pretty bad.
He faced, 41 shots last night? Is that what I'm seeing here? 41?
I think it was 42 the other game he started,
And
too.
many of them were glorious scoring opportunities.
Like that anytime it's glorious.
Yeah. So I got a kick out of the announcer at ESPN Plus game last night. I don't even know who was calling the game.
Was it only in I was watching it on ESPN Plus, but was it only in ESPN
Yeah.
Plus?
It was,
Yeah, I couldn't find
yeah.
it anywhere.
And they set the stage at the beginning of the game by saying, this is a crucial game for both teams. Must have, must win game for
It's
both
October.
yeah. Game number
Boy, there was-
6.
they interviewed Berube. Did anybody catch that? I think that was in the first period. And, you know the coaches don't want to do it, but that's just part of the deal. You do it. And it was just awkward. There were some audio issues. And at one point they said, okay, coach. I'm sure he was disappointed it was cut short. Hockey's still in preseason until March. That's from Sonia.
That's kind of actually true. Like, it doesn't matter at all. I mean, you can't lose like 5, 6, 7 in a row. I mean, you got to kind of get out of this slump.
Well,
Because you can put
can
yourself
even do
in a
that
pickle.
and win the Stanley Cup. Didn't the Blues do that like 3 times?
You got to
year
make
they
the
won
playoffs.
the Stanley
though.
Cup.
You got to make the
That's
playoffs.
the way all sports are now going. The regular season is preseason.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we all have stories,
We do all have
and this will
stories.
be the Blues story. Is that they kind of stuttered at the beginning. They did win the first 3 in a row. And we thought, well, man, this team's going to be really good this year. Now they lose 3 in a row, and we're playing for the number 1 draft pick.
Yeah, they're at 500.
There. Take
Yeah.
that, Doug.
Well, they are right now, but I think they're better than a 500 team. They got some really good players who just haven't scored at all.
500 will get you in the playoffs, won't it?
I don't know.
Stephen Wildwood not happy about a variety of things, and he left a mic drop, and then the mic drop was played by the guys on the fast lane.
That's right.
I didn't hear this.
That's
Now let's take a listen to this here and see what's going on.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
At any point during the show, you can leave us a mic drop via the 101 ESPN mobile app, just like Steve did. He wanted to chime in on the Blues.
Only 5 games in. Nothing to worry about. We'll get this straightened out.
Stop it! You scored 1 goal in the last 2 games. Get it together and put the puck in the net. Less reverse retro. More reverse the trend and win the Stanley Cup. And what's the media in this town doing? Staking selfies in the all-you-can-eat seats. Wish I had enough money to sit there. Get your ass up to Stillman's box and hold his ass accountable. Tired of it.
Wow. Who's he talking to?
I don't know who he's talking to.
all-you-can-eat seats. Who was up there?
All-you-can-eat seats? I wasn't up there.
I wasn't up there. Marsh?
think it's just a general statement.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going into Stillman's box. By the way, I think that we got a follow-up. Could be from the same guy to the Air Comfort Service text line 65780. Said, did Jeff Albert go work for the Blues? Didn't need that.
I think he's a consultant maybe right now.
They had to have listened to that.
That's interesting because Jackson,
It's edited.
it's edited.
100%. Marshy Marsh pulled some trickery there.
What do you edit out?
He said
Stephen
Tim.
Ross said Tim sitting in the.
Yeah.
I wasn't sitting in the all-you-can-eat seats. Are there all-you-can-eat seats?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I've sat in those before.
That's what the area needs.
Yeah. There's a section of seats about 2/3 of the way up the lower deck, where there's about 7 or 8 rows, and you can get to go back in the Blues Club and eat all.
That's your spot,
night.
Plowhawk?
That's the best
It
spot.
really
It's
is.
literally
Oh, yeah.
the best.
Uh-huh.
Like it's right on. Like the exit is easy too once you leave the game.
Yeah.
They have hot dogs shaped like a big pyramid, of hot dogs in aluminum foil.
They'll
What
bring
section is
food
that?
to you if
They
you
had-
want, or you can get up and go to the buffet.
They had like bowl of M&Ms at the bar too. Like
Yeah.
But the question is, why was Steve's mic drop edited? And I don't have the answer.
So
Because I'm sorry, Jackson, I was thinking if it said Tim, then it's going to say they're going to know that the mic drop was for your show.
they did know that.
Well, if it said Tim, why wouldn't you know that?
They did know that.
Yeah, so they wanted it to not act like they're playing a mic drop from your show, but
Right.
for their show.
Right. So I got a text yesterday from Andrew Marsh.
Marshy Marsh and the Playful Posse,
Yes.
Doug.
Oh.
He's a wonderful gentleman. Big fan of Marshy Marsh.
Yeah, he is the producer of the Fast Lane, and he texted a group of all 4 of us, all 4 producers on 101 ESPN.
Oh, Doug, how'd you like to be in that group chat?
It's
God, that's so hot.
It's spicy. He
Who's
said,
that? You, Rockio?
yeah, T Diddy,
Doug
and
T. Diddy.
He did it.
T Diddy, and
T-Diddy.
Marshy Marsh.
I bet the takes in that.
It's mostly just complaining that Rockio messes things up. But it said, did you guys use Steve Sauter's mic drop today? And I said, I sure did. And Rockio said, use it. And then he said, I played it, LOL. And that was at 2:14. So he clearly saw it at 2:08, edited it out to Tim part because he wanted it to be more general for his show, and then played it. So I appreciate Marsh for playing it, but I wish he would have kept in the Tim part.
So do I. Then they could have promoted you guys and said, is this what Tim gets on Bloom Party all the time?
Yeah.
And
Doug, that could have been monstrous for our hour.
cross promote. I'd recommend going back and listen to some of Tim's older interviews. Is that Brad Thompson? I heard?
Brad Thompson, Jamie Rivers, and
Anthony
Stalter, along with Marshy Marsh and the Playful Posse on the 1s and 2s.
Now, is Rockio really locked into his producing gig, or is his first love still the tuba?
He's locked in. Rock's a great producer, man. I think they got Wayno on today.
Oh, do they?
That'll be good.
Yeah, it'd be really good. Rock is,
Wainwright's always just an A+.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, Rock's focused. But he still listens to this show from time to time.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. He always texts me complaining.
About our show?
Yeah, well, he's like, why are you taking shots at me? I'm like, I'm not taking shots at you. I love Rock.
We always talk about him receiving a strap-on, but
Right.
that's a kink. That's not a shot.
He told the
We don't
story.
kink
This
shame.
program is not kink-shaming program. Exactly right.
And
Now,
he's-
speaking of which, it looks like Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack is making a proposition here, Iggy. Tim, what say you? I know Friday night is pizza night, but I think it should become Friday night is scissoring night. I'll bring the pizza and half of the scissors. Thoughts?
Oh.
That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack.
He's trying.
Yeah, I mean, I respect the effort. I think we have 7 children combined. I think. Maybe 8. Maybe 8.
I think they have 5.
5? Okay, 5 plus 2, Doug.
Did lesbians really scissor?
I don't know.
Janie the lesbian told me that they do, but a lot of them do not enjoy it. But she says if there's an emotional connection, it's really hot. And that made it even hotter for me as I sat there.
It did.
And listened to her tell the tale.
I
Made
just
me
think
happy.
I think it'd be uncomfortable. I mean, it's the position you have to both be about the right size.
Right.
You have to squeeze in there, and it's almost like a jigsaw puzzle.
Oh.
Nice.
Janie, you want to touch?
Oh, Jay.
I think there's a high probability of getting kicked in the face. If
Probably,
you're not interlocking legs and you're kind of doing the, keeping your thigh and that's a good workout too. Just kind of elevating your legs and keeping that up.
Yeah, I hear ladies complain about reverse cowgirl, right? Reverse cowgirl.
Yeah,
No, that's my favorite.
You enjoy riding reverse cowgirl?
So you don't have to see him.
No, I just lay there and do nothing.
Like to snuggle with, trib, and make out.
You're a selfish lover, Iggy.
Oh, they'll get their pleasure for foreplay. After that, I just lay there.
This guy has the tongue of a hummingbird.
Why don't you two kiss?
Guys, the Tim washing on the fast lane is disappointing. As TMA columnist, I'll be penning a column addressing this disturbing matter. That's from Brian Henson, so he's going to write about it.
Good for you.
Tim washing.
Little, what does that mean, Tim washing?
Is that yellow journalism there?
That article's going to appear in the Indianapolis Star? I
Yeah,
bet
that's
those
gonna-
readers will
a lot
say,
of
"What
clicks."
in the world?"
Does he have a byline yet?
I don't know. I don't read that paper.
Guys, Rocchio's first love is not the tuba. It's copy reading when the other hosts won't do it for free putting greens and hot dog stands.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that's
from the birthday hawk.
You
It
know,
could change hour by hour.
when I was furloughed, and I'll be honest, guys, I didn't listen to hardly any of the show because I was obviously working. But I did have a couple of listeners that worked at the marketing place and would tell me some information about the show. And during the hot dog stand live, like that, those reads, I actually went back because they were hyping it up as like a big funny deal, and I was like, okay, I gotta go listen. It was hilarious. I felt like Rocky had a gun to his head when you listened to it on the podcast.
There were a couple of spots that I let #the management know that I would not be comfortable, for lack of a better term.
Then they came to us, and I said, no, go to Rocco.
And so I think those are the ones that Matt, being a good soldier,
If I was
and
still,
not knowing that there was an escape hatch planning to be launched in December.
I mean, if I was still working there instead of Rock, I wouldn't have read that. Like, so they would have had no one. I mean, somebody calls in and pops in on the phone and does the live read? So yeah, I'm probably best to be furloughed during that time.
Furloughs are good.
Not all the time.
The opposite side of furlough is the golden goose.
That's correct.
I have something to give away if you want today. I don't know how to do it. Jackson maybe can come up with something.
We're changing the topic now?
No, I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Okay.
Hijack is taking care of our listeners.
What have you got?
Well, I decided that I don't want to go to Smashing Pumpkins. It's too late. Well, I went to one earlier this year on a Wednesday, and I was just dead the next day. So I have a couple of Smashing Pumpkin tickets if we want to give them away.
Wow. It's a nice treat.
Great seats, too. I think they're like one or two sections over from the stage, like maybe 113.
How many tickets, brah?
2.
Sweet. Smashing Pumpkins and Jane's Addiction.
Yeah.
When is the concert?
November 1st. Tuesday,
Uh-huh.
November 1st, and we'll give those away for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today.
Let's do that Monday. So that, because the app contest runs today, we want people firing into that. And then Monday we can do email the day prize, Smashing
there it
Pumpkins tickets.
Two of rock's biggest bands, one monumental night, the Smashing Pumpkins, with very special guest, Jane's Addiction. It's the Spirits on Fire tour this coming Tuesday night, November 1st at Enterprise Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. That is how you can compete. Design Air Heating and Cooling. Doug, did they come out to your home yesterday?
Yes, they did. They did, in fact.
What did they do, bro?
Yeah, they tuned up the furnace. Yeah, it took about 15, 20 minutes is all. Check out, make sure everything's running well. And it did, of course. They got great technicians, guys who've been around for a long time. You know, it's not guys that got the job last week, but people have been with Design Air for many years. They know exactly what they're doing. Extremely professional. And I haven't had any problems at all with my air conditioner or furnace since we started using them.
They're the best.
Great. Yeah, great.
Doug's a
people.
client. I'm
Great.
a client. We recommend you become a client as well. Get your furnace maintenance checks just like Doug did by going to designairservice.com. They come out. It takes about 24 seconds to book it on designairservice.com, and then you are taken care of with Design Air Heating and Cooling, and you are ready to go for the cold weather month. Send your emails in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com and become a friend of the Feather. Call in 636-9004-TMA for our Steve Schmidt Kia North County phone lines. And, of course, text into the Engineered Design Facilities text inbox. Hey, Tim, I woke up this morning thinking about you.
Oh, no.
Damn.
How often do you change the blade on your razor? You're the best. That's from Patrick, and he's over at Immaculata.
That's more Tim washing.
Is that Tim washing?
Washing.
I mean, the editing on Marshy Marsh and the Playful Posse. Henson's column's going to be scathing.
Yeah, it'll be sick.
Change the blade. What I do is, Doug, is I go through different clippers probably 3 times a year. So would that make it once every 4? No, once every 4 months.
4 months. Yeah.
Do they come with the razor, or do you have to buy those? Because I got an electric.
Clippers.
And...
There's clippers.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Not you can put guards on there, but I just go sans guard.
You raw dog it.
Damn right I do. I'm bareback.
Huh.
All day long.
I've had mine for like 3 years.
Oh,
I've
have you?
Never changed anything on there. I think they just go bad. I think they just die out, the electric ones.
Okay.
That'll do.
All right.
Well, I just thought I'd add to the thing.
But
Nobody
it was
asked
a
me,
nice
but-
ad. It was nice.
Yeah, I don't use a straight razor.
Boys, I have a great idea for the listeners. How do you think an adults-only costume party will go over for TMA? Thanks. That's from the Swing Haven board member. Wow, how intriguing would that be if the Swing Haven board member's wife was there and it was adults only?
I think we had if I remember correctly, I think we had a TMA live where we had a costume contest, and nobody dressed up.
Carlos Spicy wore the Coach Stroh jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't count.
I'll be a porn star in Nashville.
Oh, will you?
You gonna show that hog, bro?
No, it's gonna be pretty cold.
Yeah. Is it gonna be cold in Nashville?
Yeah, in the evening for sure.
Yeah. Oh, you're going there today, right?
Yeah, leaving right after P&G. So if we could do P&G after the show, that'd be.
Did you do a new Pepper and Genie yesterday after it was discovered that the one from Tuesday did not get uploaded?
It's new to everybody.
Yep, see?
I left. I don't know if Plowsy did one.
No, I loaded Tuesdays.
I had to go over to Munganess. What were you doing? You were here till like noon yesterday.
Yeah.
Peacocking around.
Seminar?
No. I had an appointment, and then I came back here to get the salmon. Oh. And then when I walked in to get the salmon, I realized, this was free lunch day with all the barbecue.
There was barbecue.
Yeah.
It was tasty.
It was indeed. Yeah.
Was that the Halloween lunch?
Halloween lunch. It's Halloween. It's time to scare the pants off your
should have known
friends.
that it'd come back.
Halloween.
Nice.
I think you don't eat lunch usually.
That'd come back anyway.
Just to smell the chicken? Or?
No, it's close to 2 o'clock. I could have said hi to learn.
Oh. Now we're getting down to it. I didn't see her in line to get food. So if that's what you were expecting, I did not see her. Maybe she did later. I don't know.
No, I had a busy day yesterday.
Yeah, right. What was going on?
It's getting close to Gobble, so I'm all over the place picking stuff up. But got a text from Jamie last week, and he's so nice to these guys, the way they think of us. With winter coming up, and sometimes you get bad weather. He said, I'm going to switch you out to a RAV4. It's got 4-wheel drive, and that way, if it does get icy, that just automatically shifts into 4-wheel drive, so you won't have any problems.
Doug, you can get it at stlouisacura.com or
Sure.
Alton with Munganess, sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour.
You're doing it wrong if you're not getting your cars from Munganess.
And official automotive product.
Alton Toyota, too.
Got to see Clayton and who else was there?
Ryan Seiberg, probably. Pete Munganess.
Peter
is on
Munganess,
there.
I saw him.
I saw Pete. For somebody else, I said.
Peter's
somebody
unbelievable, man.
Somebody at the front desk. He said, I recognize that voice. Yeah, who doesn't?
What? No, that was arrogant.
No, he said, you guys are superstars. No, the superstars are in this building. You guys are the best. So thank you to everybody at Munganess.
Right, they are so
always
nice
taking
guys.
care of us. And take care of our listeners, too.
Yeah, they got me in a new Highlander again. 2023 this time.
They're keeping
Gosh, are they nice.
They're keeping my CRV alive. That thing ain't dead yet.
This one's got a camera that goes all around the car to check to see if there's a kid or a dog. You're about to run over something. Before you even start, the camera's going up and down and around to make sure you're clear. It's unbelievable.
They're fixing my CRV, so I got the TLX, the sedan version of the Acura.
Those are slick.
Holy cow. I mean, it's got like a racing steering wheel. I mean, it's got like heated, it's insane, man. Everything's just unreal.
And they let us drive them. How nice are they?
Yeah, they trust us.
Within 30 seconds, my steering wheel is toasty.
Yeah, that is one of the better features.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Boy, they are the best. And
Official automotive provider,
service
TMA.
as well.
stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Friendly reminder, Sound Story is picking up here for the holiday season. If you would like to get one, get on board and order it at mysoundstory.com. mysoundstory.com. Interview with Doug, interview with me, interview with Jackson, interview with Learn. You can book it. Book your gift certificate for the holidays. Take care of your holiday shopping and get a gift for the family that will live forever. MySoundStory.com. You can do it from your home on Zoom, or you can come in with the professional equipment here at Hubbard Radio and the professional production of the interview. It's about a 45-minute to an hour-long conversation. It's MySoundStory.com. You can book a gift certificate or schedule it with one of the four of us at MySoundStory.com. Brand new merchandise up, TMASTLshop.com, and you can get that as well. Check out all that is there in the TMA STL shop. And while you're there, you should think about it. This is the clip that I was talking about from Joe Buck and Albert Pujols. Joe did this, I think, in September, and it's so good. And yesterday, Doug, was the 11th anniversary of Game 6.
Sure was, yeah.
Of the 2011 World Series, and here is Albert Pujols talking about that moment with Joe Buck. Something you can see. It's about 15 minutes, and it's on MLB.com.
Game 6 of 2011 is I have said many times, it's the best game I've ever seen. And, of course, I went to La Russa after the game, and I was like, wow, that was unbelievable. He's like, it's only good if we win tomorrow. And you won the next day.
Yeah, just the way that we come back. And everybody only look at the free or my at-bat that I got that walk or the Bertman got that base hit. But remember the Daniel DeCarso and the John Jay against Darren Oliver. They had a great at-bat from the left side, and those guys got us going. And that's what's so good about a championship ball club. Like, you want to make sure that the guys that are on the bench, they understand the game, because those guys came huge for us during the course of the year, but then they came huge that night for us. That, to me, is one of the top moments of my career. If it's not number one, it's right there, number two, and that's what's so awesome. And then for a kid, you know, a local kid like David Fritz, you know, to win in the MVP and to do it in his hometown, man, it was pretty special.
God, I love that guy. I freaking love him, man.
Yeah.
How great is that? And then he specifies not just the Berkman freeze, but the Descalzo and Jay hits. And then when you're watching that interview, they show the Descalzo hit. I remember the Jay hit because it was like a flare to left, but I forgot Descalzo ripped it again against a lefty, as he recalls, Darren Oliver, which I don't think delighted fans in Dallas. And that's what got it going. That's what set up. Ryan Theriot drove in one with a ground out to Beltre, and then Lance Berkman, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Scott Feldman on the mound, and the Rangers are on the dugout steps yet again. Oh, it's a base hit to center, and they just won't go away, is what Vin Scully said right in that moment. Doug, do you remember that?
I do. Although I was in the parking lot at the time, preparing for a live shot to tell people what happened on another station.
I think Joe Buck said something like that, too.
He did. I was joking.
Well, that was...
My material's not good today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm surprised Darren Oliver was ever pitching in a World Series.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he was throwing batting practice almost his entire career.
He was acquired by the Cardinals in '98, and I'm like, wow, he's still pitching. And he's pitching where the Rangers have the chance to win the World Series.
And Pujols hit a home run again, his 3rd home run of the game. Game 2 down in Texas?
3.
Game 3,
yeah. Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.
Yeah, I for the life of me, I can't believe they didn't have anybody better than him.
Or Ron Washington.
Yeah, didn't have another lefty to go to, I guess. You looking up his career ERA for Darren Oliver?
Correct.
What is it?
He has 118 wins.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I would have taken the under on that.
98 losses, 4.51 ERA.
Well, he must have been pretty good early in his career then. He must have had some big years.
Yeah, he had 96, 97, 98. He had 14 wins, 13 wins, and 10 wins. But also 11 losses, 12 losses in 2 of those seasons as well. 11 and 11, 13 and 11. Yeah, so he had a couple of decent years, but, man, he got shelled. The Cardinals, he was terrible.
Yeah, he was rough there at the end. But 118 wins is nothing to laugh at. Well, that's nice.
Yeah, he was 5-5 that year with a 2.29 ERA.
With Texas?
Wow.
Yeah, that was his lowest ERA as a pro. Was in 2011, and then the next year, 3-4 had a 2.06 ERA.
As
but again, didn't pitch that.
Yeah,
didn't pitch that much. Not a terrible career.
No.
Let's see how much he made. It's right here, always.
Oh,
at the bottom of
I
baseball.
guess.
What do you got?
30 million.
I'll go over.
50 milli.
50 milli.
Doug, why don't we make 50 million?
Yeah. And we're here criticizing, laughing about him pitching.
It's the industry.
Yep.
That's so good.
Yep. 118 games made 50 million, and we're laughing about it.
Trashing that guy to.
That's still probably the most exciting thing I've ever seen in sports.
Oh, it was the best. It's the best. That's what you want sports to be every game. Like that, those types of moments. Because after the Hamilton 2-run bomb in the top, you're like, okay.
It's over now.
The juice is done. Like, there's just not enough in.
Fun while it lasted.
Yeah. I thought that was for sure over at that point.
That's one you wish you were a fan. I was stuck in the media room because we thought the game was over, going to the bottom of the ninth.
I just wanted to be in the stadium somewhere.
Yeah, where you can actually cheer.
Parking lot.
And there were a couple people in there when he hit the home run, cheered in the press room, and Katie Feeney scolded them for cheering. But yeah, you wanted to, you couldn't do anything. But it was exciting to see.
Oh. And, like, I will watch that, like, 8-minute video from, like, the 8, it's still chopped up, but listening to Buck and having that, like, background music that they have, and some of the videos show, like, Texas and Cardinal fan reactions, like, during the game.
Those
like,
are my favorite.
All of that is so, that's just, I will always watch those.
To see the handheld iPhone videos
Just
of fans,
grainy.
and to see what happiness that brought so many people. They just went deliriously crazy.
How much of it do you think is real and how much is staged?
Well,
I don't think
right at
any
the
of
stadium,
it.
it was
You
all
don't think any
real.
of it's real?
No, any of it's staged.
So people are sitting there watching the World Series and not watching the game, but holding up a phone of their family?
No, these are people in the stadiums.
Oh.
Yeah, in the stadium.
I thought you were
Shooting at
talking about the
themselves.
ones of the, like, when the fan
Those
reactions.
are probably 50-50.
Okay.
But the
Oh,
stadium
yeah.
ones are
Oh, yeah.
insane. Like
Yeah.
it almost looks like an earthquake.
Yeah, I bet that ballpark was shaking that night.
Yeah, we'll probably never have a moment like that again. Be hard to duplicate anything close to that.
No. Stanley Cup was fun. I mean, you got to Game 7. That was fun, but that was kind of over in the first period. Kind of dominated that.
Yeah.
But that's probably as close as you'll get at that first Stanley Cup that you'll win. And it went to Game 7.
Yeah, and they didn't win it here.
That's true. They lose a lot of less they're doing in Boston.
I wonder who has that ball. Every time you see the replay, the guy jumped out and he went into the grass and grabbed the freeze home run.
I'm sure it's in the Cardinals or Cooperstown or something. I don't. Maybe not Cooperstown. But
I don't know.
The shredded jerseys in Cooperstown. The Nick Punto shredded jersey. I saw that
Really?
summer after. Yeah, they had like a whole David Freese exhibit. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't, I'm sure they didn't mark those World Series balls like they did when Judge was getting ready to hit a record-breaking home run or McGuire. So
Well-
I don't know that this guy could definitively prove that he had the freeze home run.
Yeah.
That'd be tough. But then, I mean, you still have the David Freese. Like, you know you got
That's
it.
a keepsake. Yeah, that's a keepsake.
Yeah.
Or you
Well,
give it back to him.
Yeah, I'd rather have $1 million than a keepsake.
That's where you and I differ, Doug.
Really? You'd rather have the ball than the money?
Well, what
I
do
don't
you
have to
worth
answer
$1
that.
million? It's not going to be worth $1 million. Maybe 75 grand, 100 grand, maybe.
Much rather have that than the ball.
Doug, I'm with you. I would take that 75 grand.
Of course.
I think I've talked about this on the show before, maybe not. But this weekend was the first time I've ever actually delved into it and gone through the signatures that my late grandfather has an autographed ball signed by, and I went through it because I didn't recognize some of the names. I mean, there's names that I will give you and you wouldn't recognize, such as Norm McMillan,
Oh, yeah, McMillsy.
Pat Malone,
Maloney?
and Cliff Heathcote.
Cliffy, yeah.
Coatsy.
Mm-hmm.
But also on this autographed ball is Rogers Hornsby, Hack Wilson, and Hall of Famer Kiki Kyler. And it was autographed, I believe, in 1929.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
That is insane. Like,
How are the signatures?
Great. I mean, I was able to determine their names because I didn't know. Did you know the name Kiki Kyler?
Yeah, sure.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that one. And I'm like, what is this? I could see it was something like, 2 short words, Kiki, but I couldn't tell it. And then I saw, I'm like,
C-U-Y-L-E-R.
C-U-Y-L-E-R,
Yeah.
I think.
C-U-Y-L-E-R.
Yeah.
I would
And then
go
I
get
looked
it
it up, and I
appraised.
saw that it was a Hall of Fame, that he's a Hall of Famer. I didn't know he was a Hall of Famer. So with Kyler, Hack Wilson, and Rogers Hornsby. And Hornsby was on the Cubs then. I didn't know that.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Because obviously Hack Wilson was on the Cubs. He had 196 RBIs back then. I mean,
One year, yeah.
What in the world? And he was 5'6", like 195.
Oh yeah, built like a fire hydrant.
Second baseman?
Outfielder.
Hack Wilson. Hornsby was a second baseman. Greatest second baseman of all time. And probably underrated over history. You look at the offensive numbers that he put up, it's like video game numbers. 3 times he had over 400.
He played before they even had numbers, right?
Well, I think later in his career they probably had numbers.
Right, but like he's retired. His number is retired, but there's no numbers.
I think that's right. Yeah. He's one of those guys, you look at the old film of him, and he looks like a guy swinging the bat today. You know, some of them have real awkward swings, and you think, well, that would never fly today. But he's the guy that looked like, wow, I think he could play today. And this is 100 years ago when he was in his heyday.
I would get that appraised, Tim, and then put it in a safety deposit box, and that'd be like college tuition.
I don't know on that. I don't know.
Hornsby.
I don't know how memorabilia works.
Well, when you have Hornsby and Hack Wilson on the same ball.
And Kiki.
Yeah.
That market fluctuates so often.
Yeah, it does. But if you get it appraised and the ball's in good shape and the signatures are legible, they're not faded. I would say if it's a PSA 7 or 8, it might be $10,000 maybe.
Sweet.
Yeah, what was it, like a year or two ago, the trading card and memorabilia market was crazy, and now it's come back down to earth.
Yeah.
But it'll go up again.
Oh, the market's down right now?
Yeah. Well, along with the NFT boom came the boom of memorabilia and signed stuff like that.
That was the dumbest thing. Those non-fungible tokens. That's really
people
hard
spent
to figure out.
A lot of money.
I know. I don't get it.
And if you sold them quickly, you made a lot of money. But if you held on to them, they're not doing as well.
They're not doing well, is that right?
They're not doing as well, yeah. But he'll come back eventually.
Plowsy and I were talking about that on Pepper and Genie. Was it Wednesday? Favorite
what
childhood
day was
memories?
Because one got
was it
uploaded and
Wednesday?
one didn't.
Might have been Monday.
Might have been Monday, I think.
But we were talking about
Wednesday?
childhood memories, and I said going to the confectionery with my grandpa on weekends where he'd buy me and my brother both a box of baseball cards. Back then, baseball cards were like 5 cents a pack.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find a pack of baseball cards for less than like $10 now.
Oh, I'm sure it's a lot. Yeah, you're talking about a pack or a box now.
A pack.
Yeah.
I mean, the cheapest, like Upper Deck, $10. You got these packs they're opening up on Instagram. Okay, we're going to open this up. This pack costs $75. Let's see what we get out of it. God almighty.
Weren't some of the stores keeping the new boxes even behind locked glass? Because people were coming in and buying entire loads full of them, and they couldn't keep them in stock.
A really popular thing was people unboxing baseball cards. Like they would just be on Instagram Live for an hour opening up baseball cards or basketball or football cards.
Yeah, Flanagan did that a couple weeks ago.
Well, card rip?
Yeah. And then he had some cards graded, and it was funny because he goes, all right, it cost me $75 to have this graded, and the card cost me $25, and it's worth $40.
Yeah, the money's in the grading for sure. Because you don't have to produce anything or sell anything.
Yeah, imagine you're just sitting in a warehouse and you get a card mailed. Yep, here you go. Here's a glass case for it.
And the grading is probably just one guy, right? Who's now considered an expert. He just looks at it and says, yeah, it's a 10 or a 9 or however they judge it.
And you pay for the shipping for all of it. So all he has to do is sit there.
That's the job.
Yeah.
Why don't we start doing that?
Well, I think we should.
Send us your baseball cards. We'll praise them.
I remember the 80 and Upper Deck, I think it was 89, where the Griffey Jr. rookie card was in there. And my brother was buying boxes of Upper Deck every day. I think he bought like 30 boxes. He finally pulled, got it, Griffey. I said, well, you bought 30 boxes of cards to get one Griffey card. How did he finally got one?
Man, Harrison's brother Master is angry as a hornet today.
Why is he so angry?
See this, Jackson? This guy's...
Oh, yeah.
See, on your what's your current Mount Rushmore?
Good question.
Or him.
Harrison's brother Master is certainly...
He's George Washington?
Yeah, he's topping the list. Jeffco Gentleman.
Not as active as Harrison's brother Master.
No, but
I can tell.
and Jeffco Gentleman actually is probably a good dude.
Do you think Harrison's brother Master is a good dude?
Jury's still out on that one.
Wow.
He's not a fan of mine. Not a fan of mine. I love to
That's
hear
where a lot of his anger is directed.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love to hear what he's saying.
Nathan from the east side of Alton. He's funny though, so like he's on there, but haphazardly. And then
Haphazardly.
Yeah, and then
That's not even a word, is it?
haphazardly.
Haphazardly?
Is it hap?
It's hap.
Like
Haphazard.
Ian Happ?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know who rounds it up. People have gotten nicer, it seems like.
All right.
Well, why would that be?
Like maybe I'm just so they poisoned the well on 101 so badly that I have
The bar has been adjusted.
yeah my
More
perspective on it has changed. Because probably in the old days when we was just doing this show, it was probably I was probably had a lot more thoughts on it, but because of what goes on at 101.
Harrison's brother Master Iggy says, "Hey Tim, do you find it coincidental that the two lowest performing employees are the ones who are constantly playing on their phones during the show? Nobody cares about this conversation. Stop talking, Ken."
Oh.
It's from Harrison's brother Master.
What conversation? Because we've been on the air for 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And I have not picked up my phone since the show started, so I don't.
I didn't even chime in on the topic.
Well, who said that you were the lowest performing people?
Yeah, there was an assumption.
Well.
Oh, we know. We're smart enough. I hate these people.
Yeah, so I don't mind criticism, but the two things you talked about, I'm not doing either of them.
Harrison's brother Master, let's work this out, Doug. Why don't we have a summit here today,
Okay.
like the Geneva Convention, with Harrison's brother Master and Iggy and the Plowhawk, and we'll work it all out, and we're going to move forward with what FDR called the New Deal. That's what we will do here today.
Okay.
The phone lines, we're going to. You want to clear them or not?
Clear the lines. Clear the lines. I don't care who's on there. Clear the lines.
Done.
Clear. All right.
636-004 TMA. Steve Schmidtke, North County phone lines. Harrison's brother Master. Let's fix this.
He won't call in.
He will not call in?
Nah, he
Hell
doesn't.
no.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I don't want to give him a platform.
Well, I would gladly take the call, and I'd hope we put him on, but he
but
won't
he won't.
actually do it.
He won't call in.
No.
I
I want
think
the
you're nice,
smoke.
Jackson. Now show us that hog, boy. That's from Joan Jett's groping hand.
It's going to cost you.
What would it cost?
We're going private.
What'd Wahlberg do in Boogie Nights? 5 to see it, 10 to see me.
No, is that the uncomfortable scene in
handle
the parking lot?
No, that was later. This was like right at the beginning when he's talking to
yeah.
Burt Reynolds. The pricing on that doesn't really make sense.
Well, inflation.
5 to see it and then 10 to see me handle myself.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely
Like, why would you
should be
not
20.
pick the $10 one?
Yeah,
it's only
definitely.
$5. It's not 500 or
It's 5 to see it, Doug. This is like in the 70s. 5 to see it, 10 to see me, handle myself.
You do that 20 times a day, though?
He said he did it like 3 times before.
The Colonel got to see it for free.
Gabe
Yeah.
DeArmond will join us on
Yes.
101 ESPN at 10:15. Brought to you by James Carlton.
All right.
Get you ready for the South Carolina game. Plowhawk, Doug is so excited about the uniforms tomorrow.
What are they
What
wearing?
are they?
White pant,
Woo!
white jersey,
Ah.
white helmets
Oh,
with
yes.
tigers
God.
and black script.
And gold face mask.
Awful. Awful.
Oh,
Awful.
my God. Do they
Incredible.
have those somewhere?
Incredible.
The people at South Carolina won't know who they're playing. Who is
guess
this?
I'll
Is this our
look up
practice
Missouri
squad?
uniform.
This is the JV? Got hand-me-down uniform? Who wears all white with a white helmet? Nobody.
Tigers do.
Yeah, fight tiger.
Awful.
Doug, the number is down to 3.5.
God almighty.
Jackson, I had people texting, asking me what is going on with Missouri. Like guys who, spend a lot, play a lot, I guess, big dollars with sports wagering. As if I have any clue. And I go, I don't know. But Jackson, you looked it up, and all the money and the volume of bets is on Missouri and Las Vegas?
Public and the money is all over the Tigers.
A weird pairing, although that is what happened with the it did. The money was on, I think, Alabama on that Tennessee one a couple weeks ago, which was a strange spread. This one, I would say, is stranger than that.
Yeah.
In that case, I loved Tennessee, and I was anxious. I didn't bet it, but I was curious to see what would happen because I think people now have caught up with how good Tennessee is, as in gamblers or the spreads. I think Tennessee was kind of viewed as maybe like a paper operation, but the line opened at 5.5, and it is now down to South Carolina minus 3.5. And I would imagine, Doug, that has to do with the all-white uniforms and the black
I
script
wouldn't
tigers.
think so.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
not
that
the
dropped to
worst.
the half a point.
I know
They're
it's
not the
helping
worst I've
recruiting.
seen.
What would be the worst? What's worse than all white with a white helmet?
The
Bumblebees.
Bumblebee was the worst idea they've ever come
Yeah.
up with.
The anthracite shoulder pads were some of the worst looking things we've ever seen.
And who gets to make this call? They got a special
Nike.
special marketing guy Who's telling the head coach what you're going to wear?
Nike called Barry Odom. Hey, we got some gray units. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, like they sell a bunch
still
of
in
these
the pink
jerseys.
era.
Guys, the Bet the Board
really?
podcast with Todd Furman had Mizzou as their best bet this week. They think Mizzou has been unlucky. Also said it was a sell on South Carolina more than anything. See, that's what.
Yeah.
If you do go into the weeds of it, I mean, you can't. I mean, listen. I'm not changing it, the Colonel, and I don't say we argue about this, but so much of from a gambling standpoint. I'm not talking about from how fans evaluate teams, but from a gambling standpoint, Missouri did, quote unquote, beat Auburn. Those were there 2 different times, and were they unlucky? Absolutely, because 99% of the time Harrison Nevis kicks that field goal, and 99% of the time Pete doesn't drop that football. So I agree with that premise. The Florida one, I don't know about that, but they were right there with Georgia, and they were dominating in the trenches. I mean, they really were, especially the first half, to the point that Georgia had to run a fake field goal. I mean, that's a team that legitimately could win the national championship. I think so. Right now, what you try to do when you're putting either daily fantasy rosters together or betting is recognize the prisoner of the moment from the most recent game, and then how it shapes lines and or how people will play players when they're building NFL rosters. So, like, for example, last night, a lot of people went off of Leonard Fournette because he had a really bad game 4 days earlier against the Panthers. And so that's where some sharp money wound up going, is on Leonard Fournette, because they knew the public was down on him. So Missouri's coming off of perhaps their most disappointing game, even though it was a win, because it was so hideous offensively against Vanderbilt in the second half. And then Texas A&M, fumble left around, had a bunch of injuries, but the national perception of South Carolina is, man, they've beaten Kentucky, but that was with Kentucky having an injury quarterback, and they've beaten Texas A&M, and that's having injuries on the offensive line and, some freak plays. And so it may be the perfect storm from a gambling standpoint. Of course, it doesn't mean it's going to happen that way, but that's how I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Because when the line came out at 5.5, a lot of Missouri fans were surprised it was that low. Now it has gone 40% in the other direction, with Missouri only a 3.5-point favorite, or underdog, excuse me. So
the odds makers think they're a little better than what the public persona is.
That is exactly. That sums it up. Yes,
Right.
sir.
And South Carolina isn't as good as
that's correct.
Their record shows.
As long as you have Brady Cook under center, you are not a good football team. It just, I mean, they are better than the record show. There's no question about it. They are better than that. I'm not saying much better, but that Auburn game was in the bag. I wouldn't say the Georgia game was in the bag either. They were dominating, but
the first half they were, but they were in the second half.
You needed somebody to step up, and you had nobody. I mean, that's just on Brady Cook and the offensive play calling. Brady Cook doesn't do it. He just they can't put up a ton of points.
No, they'll never win shootouts.
They're so lucky their defense is a top 5 defense, because I just don't trust Brady Cook at all. So I think 3.5 is a safe number.
Well, I think to play it out now, but the total, Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, is 47.
Yeah,
under.
So okay, but then what that tells you, this is the math, is they have the game being a final score of what, 25-22 ish. And listen, I could certainly see Missouri winning this game. I know that sounds perhaps crazy to some people, considering what the narrative is of Missouri football at the moment locally. But again, I think you have to keep South Carolina in check relative to what they are. In other words, is South Carolina the 25th best team in the country? I'd be surprised if that's the case, and that's where their current ranking is. Is Missouri as bad as 3 and 4 with the teams that they've played, and the way with which they've lost? And I don't think that they are. But what I do have a tough time wrapping my mind around is that offense would score 22 points. And that's essentially what the number is saying. It's about a 25-22 game, 24-21-ish game, when you have a spread of 3.5 and a total of 47.
That number has dropped. Is now at 46.
Okay.
And the public is all over the under, and so is the money. Volume and money is all over the under.
So Missouri and the under is the play.
Missouri and the under is what the public are saying.
Guys, should ILL be on upset watch minus 7.5 at Nebraska? Plowhawk, how do you feel about that 2:30 time slot tomorrow for ILL in Lincoln?
I mean, upset in terms of like not hitting the spread or losing, because there's a 0% chance they lose to Nebraska.
No.
You can grill me. I don't care.
Yeah.
They have the best defense in the country. I mean, they actually have a legit quarterback, a Heisman candidate in the backfield. That team's legit. Their D-line is unreal. They have two of the best cornerbacks in the country. They're both supposed to be first-round picks.
You've become a Bielema bootlicker.
I'm just saying, Nebraska is so bad. They are so
And
bad.
Illinois should be 7-0. Like they
100%.
lost to Indiana. Is a
Connor
fluke.
Baszler got him.
Well, it was actually the refs, but
Public,
yes.
Public is on Illinois. The money is on Nebraska.
I think the Michigan State game, you could see, kind of smell an upset alert. If I had to pick a game before the Michigan game, it's that one. But it ain't Nebraska. It's
Wouldn't think so. You know who knows the numbers is Ryan Kelly.
Oh, yeah, he does. You're right.
You know what he has now? He's got a $0 down loan. You've heard me talk about Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert. He has a loan program called the $0 down loan where you can buy a home with $0 down. Seriously. Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, has a $0 down home loan that is changing the game and is making home ownership more accessible than ever before. The $0 down program that Ryan Kelly has no income limits. It's not just for first-time home buyers. And if you have less than perfect credit, that is not a problem. And with the home loan expert's 10-day closing guarantee, your loan will be closed in 10 days or you get $1,000. Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, has a 10-day closing guarantee, so not only will you not have to put any money down, you'll be in your new home faster than ever. If you need more information about the $0 down loan, visit thehomeloanexpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage, for coming up with yet another fantastic loan program.
And thank you to Stratum Structural Systems for their support of the program. Matt Ford, Brett Groman. Stratum Structural Systems, dealing with waterproofing issues, dealing with foundation issues. Call 314-620-8153. It's StratumRepair.com. When you call 314-620-8153, let them know you are a TMA listener and you get $100 off your repair project. At Stratum, they put the customer's interests first. They put themselves in your shoes, and they work quickly to put solutions in place in your mind at ease. They work for you. They provide lasting solutions and treat your most valuable investment as if it were their own. They have worked on my home 2 different times. They are the absolute best. It's Stratum Structural Systems. Matt Ford, Brett Groman, 314-620-8153. Go online at StratumRepair.com. It's Stratum Structural Systems, and you should probably think about it. Send your emails in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Today's a special day for this Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. With a win, Kevin Miller wins the month of October.
Oh, he does not.
And becomes a back-to-back champion. This is a guy who, throughout his career, has been kind of a bullpen guy.
Yeah.
Middle relief guy.
Yeah.
Cracked the rotation. Didn't stick. Comes back.
Kind of like a Lance Painter.
Yeah, Lance Painter, active texture. And now he's making the most of his opportunity. This is a guy who, when people used to say, oh, I wonder if he'll be a Hall of Famer, people laughed. They laughed. It was a cocktail party joke.
No one took it serious.
Yeah, when I was like at Ladue News parties and magazine parties and at Napoli, they go, yeah, Kevin Miller, Hall of Famer, TMA, and they, it's just so
Good
funny.
one.
Yeah,
Good one. Let's have another drink.
Exactly right. You were there when they did it. And now it's starting to get taken more seriously that this guy could someday wind up going into the TMA Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
If he can finish this year with a back-to-back Design Air Heating and Cooling Email the Bunth championship. You can't go into the Hall of Fame without being a legendary caller or listener or Robin feeder.
Yeah.
But if you are a 4-time Email of the Month winner, it's hard to ignore that. It's like getting 3,000 hits. You do that, and you send a message that you belong at our Hall of Fame on the banks of the River Des Peres overlooking Heine Miney.
It's either a testament to just perseverance, just sticking with it, or the fact that he's a real estate agent, and it's a tough market right now, and he can't stay busy, so he keeps emailing us. It's one of the two.
Yeah,
Can you be a 4-time MVP and then your other 6 years hit $180 and go in the Hall of Fame?
Probably. Probably so.
I don't think so.
If you have a championship or two locked up in there, yeah, I think you would.
4-time MVP, I think you're in as a 4-time MVP.
And then your other 6 years, you hit a $180.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but look at the competition 4 years ago. I mean, you're talking Cucky.
Oh,
I mean, there's a lot of them. You're talking Tunnels 12,000 was
Right.
regular.
West County Turkey Base.
Yeah, white collar gangster.
Rat from Bloomsdale.
You can only play who's on your schedule, Plazzy. As an Illinois fan, you know.
Oh, that's 100% true. But you judge basketball players and athletes by eras, and so you gotta take into account him hitting $160. You know, he was going against some heavy competition.
He was hurt.
I just received a text message from caller Dan asking if he is in the Hall of Fame. And I think it's a legit shot that he goes in.
Yeah, but he has to pay for 10 people that table 10
for the banquet.
You gotta round up the people to pay for it all.
Love caller Dan, but it's a small sample size.
Uh-oh. Sounds
Are
like
you
Iggy's
kidding
voting
me?
no.
He does live television of shout-outs of listeners.
He's so nervous when he calls in that he doesn't really articulate as well as he might.
Maybe caller Dan can call in now.
I don't know.
Jim Hayes was telling me on the way to the ballpark, wanted me to pass along a note from the Dodom family.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
He met Mr. and Mrs. Dodom and their son, Deke. And they want to say hi to family and friends back home in St. Louis.
Oh.
That's from the Dodoms.
Oh, it was not.
Look at that. Ran into him. Always out at Coors
Just
Field, too.
wasn't.
Family enjoys mountain vacations. The Dodoms.
I guess.
Don Hebe. And he's in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, I believe, but definitely revered. Hey, Eggy, how are you?
Right in the middle of a Don Hebe.
Who is Don Hebe?
I'm sure he's in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame because nobody knows who he is.
Well, you're not in there, are you?
No, I'm not. Why would I be?
And Claiborne got in there.
Why don't they just call it the Open Your Checkbook Banquet? If you can be able to pay for this table right here,
right, you're
you
in.
got yourself a plaque.
Yeah.
That'll be in the mail in 3 to 5 weeks.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice business model. Flatter people. And, there's obviously some very legitimate people in there.
Nothing flattering about a plaque at the Marriott.
Well, who wouldn't want to be in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame?
Iggy,
Anyone
you go
would
in?
think.
If they invited you, would you go in?
No, I'm not going to be a hypocrite.
You would too.
If you actually had to go to the banquet, I wouldn't.
You mean they don't put you in if you can't make it to the banquet?
I'm saying if that was the stipulation. Certainly, I'd love to have the plaque if I just sat at home and they mailed it to me and I was.
Yeah, I think you got to
Maybe
go.
not,
You
yeah.
got to go. If you can't go, then they just hold it and maybe give it to you another year, but they won't.
Or you have to give a donation. The exact number of.
They just put in some new folks for 2022.
Who did they put in?
The Billings High School 1990 state championship baseball team.
Oh, yeah, boy. They could
Iggy is shaking his head.
They could
This
hit
has
that group.
become
Yeah.
Red Jacket season.
Judy Warden Brown.
What'd she do?
Skeet shooting at Villa Duchesne.
I mean,
My God.
they were ready to open that checkbook.
High school skeet shooter.
Danny Cox.
Okay.
The Glendale High School girls tennis 1975 state championship team.
They didn't have a lot of double faults.
Good to honor them 50 years later.
Yeah.
Oh, Rich Gould got in.
Yes!
Oh, Rich Gould.
Yes!
Great.
And look at all the heavy
There's a
hitters.
guy I could see passing on the event.
You think he'd do that on like a Saturday evening? There is no way in God.
The Elias Catholic High School boys golf program. I guess the entire.
John Daly.
Yeah, there you go. Matt Holliday got in.
At the bat.
All right.
He won't be there.
Oh, wow. They're putting in baseball eras. Licking High School baseball 1983 to 1989 era.
You sell a lot of tickets.
Yeah, you get that
6 years of a high school baseball team.
That era.
How do you get the table filled where there's a whole team already? They have a separate table for friends and family?
This is an
tables
era.
as you can buy.
This is absolutely a pyramid scheme.
They got the Marion C. Early High School softball 1987 to 2008 era.
Oh, wow. They're
20 years.
20 years.
having
So
trouble selling tickets. Let's give 12 years of baseball in there.
if you had 15 or 18 kids on a team every year, times however many years you played, you got 100 people thinking, my daughter's going in. Let's go. We got to be there.
Yeah, she was on the team in 96.
Yeah.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop, which is a horse.
No.
Okay.
They put mascots in?
Probably.
It's a racehorse, I assume.
But how does the horse fill up a table?
He's a horse's ass for doing it.
or two of those things when I lived down there.
Yeah, how did it go for you?
I think they changed the format after I complained.
You got things changed there too.
Well, it used to be Ned Reynolds was the MC, and this thing
You
would
didn't
go
like
on
that.
for 5 hours because Ned wouldn't shut up.
And now, coming up to the stage, I remember the first time I met this guy back in 2002, I think it was. Oh, what a Jim Dandy of a man he is. We went out to lunch and shut up! Give him the award.
Who's Ned Reynolds?
Yeah, this thing went on for like 5 hours.
When were you down there? 02, Iggs? Would 02 have been a year you
It
were
was
there?
01 to 03, whatever year the Lady Bears went to the Final Four in St. Louis. That was my first year.
Right, Jackie Stiles, and she went in 02.
She went in the Hall of Fame in 02?
That's right.
She was still playing.
Well,
I've got a landing strip.
The rush job. You
Bernie
should have been
Federko
that
got
MC,
in that year?
not Ned.
But I went to Gerald Andrews and I said, "This has got to stop." I said, "Why don't you just show a 2-minute video? You don't need Ned up there introducing everybody and just filibustering the whole thing." And I think a couple years later they got rid of Ned and they went to the video.
I used to tell Jeremiah Crow, if you don't want my chair, that's a problem.
Jeremiah Crow's going to get in?
Can we really break down that 2-second clip that was just, I mean, if you don't want my chair, does that mean job or actual chair? Okay.
Job.
You don't want my chair, that's a problem.
Why is it so hard for Missouri fans to give Illinois any credit? Just shows their small-minded regional bias. That's from the 618.
Who did that? Who was talking bad on the
I called Plowsy a Bielma bootlicker.
Oh, God.
And serious, you were dead serious,
Mm-hmm.
too. Like, you saw him in the face.
I root against Illinois one day of the year, December 22nd.
He's got to be up for Coach of the Year, though, to take that program that has been down for so long.
I give it to Sonny Dykes.
Sonny Dykes at the moment.
I mean, what TCU, what he's done to that. And the Big 12 pretty juicy. I mean, that's a
It's a
decent
deep conference.
I'd
It's
say
very
juicy.
deep.
It is juicy. So I'd give it to Sonny Dykes. So, see,
if
I'm not a
Illinois wins
homer.
the
I'm
Big
not a
Ten?
homer. The Big Ten's really down, dude. It's Ohio State.
5 teams in the top 5.
Ohio State, Michigan, Illinois.
If Illinois wins the Big Ten, it'll probably be Bielema. I mean, he'd be taking down Michigan and Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a less than 5% chance. I think the Michigan one could.
Yeah.
We have a great rush defense, and their whole scheme is running the football. So
That's next weekend?
no, we got Nebraska, Michigan State, Purdue. So we got mid-November or late November.
Ooh, cold.
Cold at Ann Arbor. Ooh, brisk.
Big house.
But I root against Missouri, so I can't say anything. I mean, I root against Missouri a lot.
Why do you root against Missouri?
Because it's fun. But I give respect when
You won't be watching the game tomorrow, I guess, if you're in Nashville.
I'll be in Nashville.
You going to the Vanderbilt game?
Who they playing?
I could probably get handed tickets, I would assume.
Yeah. If you just
Tickets for-
showed up, they'd probably say, "Okay, go on."
Tickets
man."
were $1 when Mizzou played them last year. When I was in, they were $1, and I still didn't go.
That's hilarious. It won't be on any TVs or anything. Maybe I'll glance at it on my phone.
Bye week for Vandy.
Huge.
Oh, maybe I'll just do a tour then.
They get Missouri sloppy seconds. They get South Carolina next weekend.
But I give Missouri credit. Their defense is phenomenal. I mean, I give Missouri props when props are due.
You think you could get through a 4-year program at Vanderbilt as a student?
Oh my God, no.
What depends what the major is. If it's like engineering, no. But if it's English, maybe.
I mean, I don't go out and party in college, so I did dedicate a lot to school, but still, I mean,
It's still darn near an Ivy League quality
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
same with Northwestern. Couldn't
Yeah.
survive those.
Guys, why is Ken always so perturbed with others being recognized for being successful? When there's an award for burning heaters and abusing your love incessantly, you'll be first ballot. That's from Joan Jett's groping hand.
Sorry you had to hear that.
Well, he's right. I'd probably get in first ballot Hall of Famer.
Where?
I don't know. Do they have a Jack Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
Oh.
just John's in the back alley.
No, I don't begrudge anybody that goes in. I'm begrudging the way they put people in.
You don't think it's based on merit? That's what you're saying.
No,
That's
I think
what your
it's-
premise
I
is.
think some of it is. A lot of it is. But when you start putting in baseball teams from 1968 to 1979,
Heck of a ball club.
Yeah,
you're putting eras of things just to fill up tables. And I don't. Do you deserve to be in a Hall of Fame if you're a skeet shooter?
Or winning a tennis title back in '75.
Yeah, once.
I guess they want to be all inclusive.
Yeah, but
They
don't you
can't just
have
say
to
it's all
dominate something?
football and basketball, and that's it.
I get you. Put an Ellen Port in. Great. I mean, you should be in. I mean, she's won everything.
Maybe she's there
But then
already.
you put in one. She is. You put in one golf team that won one championship in 50 years, and Put him in. Congratulations on 1 year. That's not a Hall of Fame.
Now, do you
So
think...
that's my point. And Marty Prather, I love Marty.
Doug, that's the sign
guy.
guy.
They put him in. What, holding signs? No, because he owns like 5 Domino's down there, and he's got a bunch of friends. Fill 3 tables for Marty. So that's my point.
Kroenke was in there at one point, too, wasn't he? And there was some argument that he should be removed. I don't know if they did remove him or not.
I think they did.
I think they did, actually.
Did he go?
Yeah, he should ask for his money. He should ask for, I don't even know how many people he brought.
Demoff and his family were there.
Oh.
Oh, slimy.
It is 8:08 in St. Louis. You are welcome to get involved by texting in Engineer Design Facilities, text inbox. Emailing in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. Stop Kevin Miller if you want to stop him. But I don't know if this is a train that can be stopped. He leads. Danny Tanner and the JV golf coach, the only ones who can catch him and force a playoff or just win one and then force a playoff as long as Kevin doesn't win today or on Monday. This is a fun story. And I know you're doing, a 7-minute feature on Sports Sunday on
7.5, 8, yeah.
You can get more time. You went to the producer and said, I need more time.
I got to. For this one, I got to have more time. They go, no, we got weather. But it's perfect outside. There's nothing. Weather. So whether I get the 8 minutes, I don't know, but certainly 7.5.
Can you imagine if there was a story done on somebody who emailed into the show?
What would the B-roll even be?
What would the B-roll?
Would be no B-roll because we're not doing film.
Like them on the toilet
There'd
writing
be
this
video.
email, because I know for a fact that like a lot of the emails come in while people are on the toilet.
Oh.
I think a picture of his boat, which was called the Free Dotem, which sunk in some river down.
It only lasted like
It
a
did.
week.
His
Yeah,
boat
it sunk.
sank.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Have a hole in it?
Well, it was like a dinghy.
Well, sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, I got a picture of that.
Tim, they're complaining about your mic level on the YouTube chat. Are you guys going to do something about it?
No.
Yeah.
I would think.
I mean, Jesus,
Well,
man.
at least you're not
I don't
nose
like it.
whistling and breathing into it.
We hear you just fine.
Jackson,
That's
is
all
it
that
fine on the recording? Is it?
Yeah.
Of course it is. I hate people.
The mic levels haven't changed in months. Plowsy puts them
Yeah,
up
they're-
and they stay where they are.
It's exactly where I placed them all the time. And I just got a text. Wellington will be in Nashville tomorrow.
Oh, nice score.
Then it gets in tomorrow afternoon. So we're going to go meet Michael for maybe dinner.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Hang out with old Welly. That'd be fun.
Outstanding.
Love that.
Go to one of the country bars there. And
See how he
We
works.
will have a nice weekend down there, if you know what I mean. Eh?
I can't wait to just be in the background and watch. I mean, it's kind of watching a Picasso, paint and just
Right.
doing his thing
He
right
will
there.
have
in
a
that-
nice
he'll be on
weekend down
Bumble with the phone and working the live
Can't be
crowd
on
at the
Bumble
same
because of
time.
Cassie.
Yeah.
Oh, he got thrown
Which
off.
you
He's
will
not
Can be on
see.
Hinge, Tinder, whatever else is
You'll
going
hear
on.
her on the return.
Nice. Can't wait to hear. We'll take a commercial break. Come back with our appliance discounters. 8 o'clock hour. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan for Design Air Heating and Cooling. I am a very happy client. Design Air Heating and Cooling and Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff, which you can find online at designairservice.com. Just go to the website, click on the Book Now tab, and any issues you may be having with your HVAC system, they will take care of immediately. The customer service, second to none. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
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 Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. And James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. I got one last week from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We're seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
Celebrate all your college and fantasy teams' Tully touchdowns this weekend with Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. May your team be swift and their aim be true. May the refs be forever in your favor and your whiskey always Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, smooth sipping Irish whiskey, made exactly for game day moments like this. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and I still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hi, I'm Trish Wolf with the Wolf Pack at Worth Clark Realty. Are you considering buying your new dream home and you don't know where to start? Well, let me and my top producing team handle everything for you. At the Wolf Pack, we're going to walk you through that buying process. We're going to educate you. We're going to keep your deadlines on track. So remember, rates might be rising and they might be in the 6s, but rents are always at 100% and they're on the rise too. Let's get the conversation started because your next dream home's out there. We just need to find it and you need the right strategy. So call me, Trish Wolf, at 807-WOLF, or you can find me at trishwolf.com. Join the pack. We've got your back.
Nothing says barbecue like Naven's Barbecue. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a family gathering, Naven's Barbecue has an extensive menu for any palate. From slow-smoked Texas-style brisket to award-winning smoked chicken wings. All Naven's Barbecue is wood-smoked, and all their meat is from local and regional farmers. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook for daily specials and holiday meal packages. Stop by their location at the intersection of Grand and Arsenal in South City today for the best barbecue in the STL. Online at navensbbq.com. That's NAVINSBBQ.com.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Stream us on the TMA mobile app and at TMASTL.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2. 105.7 HD2. The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Yes. White coat? Guy's a doctor?
A doctor. Sounds like Prince.
Yeah. That'll make a lot of women's hearts stop.
This is
Doctor,
Nurse Ratched.
yes.
Over.
Paradise. What song does she shout out Caccini at Thanksgiving?
This is the one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Puccini?
I mean, we have to play it out to find that part.
It's a real summer jam.
Mm-hmm. Happy little tune.
Oh, her voice.
Over and over.
Paradise.
She likes this doctor.
Doug, is there any way we can put her together with Joshua for a duet and do Islands in the Stream like Kenny Rogers and Dolly
Parton? Yeah.
Do an interview at Blue
Be a
Buddha.
natural.
There it is.
We were delicate with one another.
We had to find that part.
That's where it all began.
And blocked Wellington through it all.
That's right.
Blocked him.
I like the bed became my paradise.
Oh.
God,
Can I make that my ringtone?
that transition right there was absolutely awful.
She can warble a little bit.
Damn right.
I think that song's really good.
Yeah, it's all right. The one
You
where
really
she
like it,
shouts
Jeff?
out 50 of her friends is what we're going to play next, and that one's really good.
It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. Appliance Discounters, your hometown appliance source featuring major brands like GE, Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, the Plowhawk, Action Jackson with you. Ken Strode is on assignment, but man, when you find out what he is working on, you won't believe it.
Yeah.
What is it,
There's a
two
big
Salems?
payoff at the end for us. He'll come back with some really nice audio.
2 Salems and a
There
pea.
it is. Ladies and gentlemen, walking in now, fresh off of assignment, Iggy. What did you tend to during the extended break?
Talking to Courtney.
Yeah.
Talking to Lori Dickerson. Ricochet is coming in studio if you're a wrestling fan. Not here, but somewhere.
Oh, 101 got him?
WWE.
He's so funny of Randy. Now we got Ricochet.
I would guess.
So you do some networking and you kind of find out what's happening around the building.
Yeah, I do. That's what I do. I would guess probably the Riz Show. They're into wrestling. Well, Patrico is. I don't know. I don't even know who Ricochet is, but
No, I
he'll be in the building.
I
So
do
that's what I
remember,
learned.
remember Sheriff Bing, 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 Ricochet Rabbit. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it didn't go anywhere.
There it is.
Well, I'm not familiar with
nice to have
Ricochet.
him- nice to have him come in, though.
I mean, I saw on
nice to see him.
the TV as I walked in. Learn is on there. It says Learn's Cans.
820 is the first Learn mention.
That's what it's titled. She's talking about recycling. But then underneath there's a scroll that says Hubbard Radio welcomes a couple of PR people from WWE. And then I saw Lori, who I know works on that, and I said, any wrestlers coming in?
They're in town this
And
weekend,
she
are
said
they?
Ricochet. I think tonight they're at SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah, Liv from the 2 to 6 show on The Point said she's going to SmackDown tonight, so I guess it's tonight.
You haven't been bothering her, have you?
No, I gave her a Cardinal jersey.
Oh, the gifts. The gift giving has begun.
I like how you offer Michelle Smallman a scallop at like 6 in the morning in the elevator.
Just recently. Scallop? No, she just got into town, and she's from the East Coast. I think she's from Maine.
Never accept raw fish from another gentleman in an elevator early in the morning.
So, and I talked to her before.
It's a good rule of thumb.
Mm-hmm.
We met in the hallway and talked about Point Fest. And
yeah.
So I just said, welcome to St. Louis. There's a Cardinal jersey. She thanked me for it.
Doug, we just received something, I guess, via Morse code from Mr. Licks. Stop, period, talking, period, about, period, learn, period, Mr. Licks.
Stop, period, texting, period, in, period, dick.
Ah!
Hey, Iggy,
not
stop
friendly.
For 1 second, stop talking about learn, dude. Just give it a rest.
Well, she was on the TV, and that's what I saw when I walked in the building.
Looks like she's giving you a little gift here as well.
Yeah, I donated to her Walk for Cancer, and she gave me a Keishi bandana. So
Well,
thank you.
Can you wear the bandana for us?
What up, Lauren?
I don't even know how to tie a bandana. I've never worn one on my head.
No, I haven't either. But you look pretty sharp doing it.
Give it a try.
It's kind of stiff.
You'd kind of have a Willie Nelson look, I think, if you put that on.
It's not. I like the really soft bandanas.
Is that a Blue Chew bandana?
No, it's a Keishi bandana.
Well, maybe she would be nice enough to come in here and
fashion
put
it
on
for
your
you.
head. Yeah.
I think it could be a good look for you.
I don't know how to tie it.
All right, you put
Tie
that
like a-
leather jacket on.
Anything else?
It is.
Hey, why don't I
It's
just
up on YouTube for those of you watching. Nice.
Oh,
he's covering up the camera. He's covering up the camera.
Let me cover mine up so they don't see what I'm looking at on the computer. That's so weird that my camera has that.
Even on, there's a blue thing over there.
Feature.
203 Friends of the Feather are gathering and watching.
You can still see Icky, but it's kind of like watching through, like, what I assume, like, if you put lingerie on top of the mic. There's like a little window. It's kind of cool.
I think you would just fold it in half and wrap it around your head and then tie it in a little knot in the back.
I don't know what this means. It's from Tervis Parish. Go, period, get, period, beheaded, period, buy, period, your, period, boy, comma, MBS.
Oh.
Doug, that's Tervis Parish.
He wants one of us beheaded?
Talking about licks, I guess.
Deep intellectual things are just my jam.
I think you look good in that bandana.
Yeah, strong look.
I don't know how to tie it.
It looks like you're about to do some chores. I don't know why, but like,
That's what I had on.
looks like you're getting ready to like clean the oven.
He looks like Stevie Van Zandt.
Yeah. Nice.
It's a good look.
Oh, that does look good.
Sharp
Man,
look.
you
Yeah,
put
a
it on
sailor.
perfectly, too.
A little spicy.
The
little
color
sea
matches
sailor.
your three-quarters.
I would
zip.
have put the hat under it.
Boy, it's nice. Doug, you know what else is nice? Dents Express.
Well, they are nice. Yeah, especially if you have a dent. You got any kind of minor body damage in your car that you've wanted to get fixed for a long time, and you keep putting it on, it's going to be too expensive. I'm not going to do it. It's not that big a deal. Go ahead, get it done. It's not as expensive as you think because Dents Express specializes in paintless dent repair, and they can restore your car to its original luster for less because they don't have to paint. They repair minor collision damage, hail damage, and they do cosmetic wheel repair. I've taken my car in there. Boy, they do good work. I went to the location on Manchester in West County, just a little west of 270. They also have one on Hughes Lane in St. Charles. Family-owned and operated business by the Wilson family, and you go see Gray Wilson. It'll make your day. You'll say, "Hi, Gray. You've just made my day." That's what he does. And if you tell him the TMA sent you, they'll knock 10% off the price. It's really a fantastic deal. If your car is a dimpled mess, go to Dents Express. Their website is dentsexpressstl.com. They'll get your car looking brand new. That's what they do.
That's what they do.
That's what they do. Hail damage, minor collision damage, cosmetic wheel repair, they can handle all of that, and they do it quickly and efficiently and at a great price.
Jackson, you want to tell us about Muggsy, I understand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fellas. I mean,
wow, Jackson sounds like he's well worked up about it.
You know, when we're talking about the colder weather months, me personally, I love them because you can kind of layer up, you can kind of show off what you've been working with the fashion sense. And so I want to talk to you all about Muggsy. It's officially jeans season, and the only jeans you'll ever want to wear again are Muggsy, the most damn comfortable denim ever made and designed to fit you perfectly every single time. They're the most comfortable and stylish men's jeans on the planet because they're designed by dudes for dudes. They're never baggy and they're never tight. Plus, they're so soft you feel like you're wearing sweatpants. They're available in any color you could ever want. So when you're going out on the weekends, you don't have to be like, man, I really want to be comfortable. I'd rather wear these sweatpants, but I got to wear jeans. I got to wear look a little nicer. With Muggsy, you don't have to have that conversation because your jeans will feel like sweatpants and they're going to look great the entire time. Plus, with the winter coming, Muggsy is the official sponsor of Warm Nuts because their new line of jeans with fleece and flannel literally stitched inside the entire leg make sure your acorns stay perfectly nice and toasty. So head to Muggsy.com, use promo code TMA for 10% off your entire order with free shipping and free returns if you don't love them. Again, go to Muggsy.com, promo code TMA for 10% off your entire order. Experience life-changing comfort with Muggsy.
There it is. And you are welcome to text into the show, as many are doing. 314-881-TMA. 5 engineered design facilities. Text inbox and compete. See if Kevin Miller can be stopped. Send your email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Comes your way in about an hour and 20 minutes or so here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Gabe DeArmond with us on Balloon Party at 10:15, presented by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. Mr. Licks has issued a response to Tervis Parish. Tervis Parish, you are a W-2 employee who thinks hanging out on your friend's Bayliner on the weekend at Innsbruck is heaven on earth.
Oh.
Get, period, A, period, life, period, Mr. Lick.
He done like a Bayliner?
That sounds like a bad weekend.
Evan
Bayliner
Rood
with
motor?
friends on the lake?
You are a W-2 employee.
Well, a lot of people are. What's wrong with that? I'm a W-2 employee.
God.
I think I am, aren't I?
Doug?
I'm not sure.
Godforsaken tax man will know.
What separates a W-2 employee? Is that an hourly wage
No.
employee?
No, you can be a salaried employee and still get a W-2. I mean, Milty does all my taxes. I don't know what I give him.
Well, Milty would have the answers, and he's also got the answers if you got any kind of IRS problems. And you've probably heard by now the IRS is receiving an additional $80 billion in funding to increase enforcement and audits of taxpayers. That might not be good news for you if you've maybe failed to file your taxes. If the news worries you at all, contact former Department of Justice Tax Division Attorney Mark Milton at stltaxlawyer.com. If you have unfiled tax returns, now is the time to act, or if you're a W-2 employee, I guess. Mark and his team focus on tax debt resolution and can help with years of unfiled tax returns, defense against audits, and even criminal tax investigations. Clean up your tax issues. Get yourself back into compliance before all those new IRS agents are hired and enforcement ramps up. Any kind of IRS issues, contact the STL tax lawyer, Mark Milton, at stltaxlawyer.com. You'll be saying to the IRS, hey, I am not guilty. I am with Milty. And the judge will say, you're right. You may go. And remember, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on adverts.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday. Lisa Ann won't be with us, as she told us last week. She's vacationing this week. So that means we move the drops back to our appliance discounters 8 o'clock hour. It's time for Iggy's Drops of the Week.
Hit the lever, Plowsy.
Iggy's Drops of the Week.
Dry hole is a happy hole.
And the only sex that's happening is two curious otters want to see what happens when they touch love butts together.
What?
That Tim, that arrogant porn guy.
That's what Homecoming's all about, is about male intimacy.
Like picturing it. He likes women spitting into his mouth?
Kansas City's closer to Arkansas.
But like,
that's correct.
What did you just say?
Week after Thanksgiving and the week after Christmas.
Where you going?
I'll probably sit home and jerk to Dillian.
Oh!
That's probably what I'll do.
Howdy, Sailor. New in town?
Doug, no one has ever enjoyed being on the fan page.
Learn always say, you ever watch anything Learn does? She goes, yeah, and
What?
wee, what a predicament. Walter Ray Williams, the great bowler, lives in Ocala, Florida.
I do most of my yard work naked.
What's a sympathy tug?
I mean, I'm flaccid, but she's just very attractive.
What's
You
the name
need
again?
the first part of that.
Yeah, you can take the hillbilly out of the city, but you can't take the...
Yep.
This is going to be the worst take in the history of the show when it comes to
Okay.
fashion.
Why in the world's a boy snooch?
I said, I don't even follow chicks' hoops.
Cheese it, it's the fuzz. We're going to get pinched.
And Iggy, stop for 1 second. Stop talking about Learn, dude. Just give it a rest.
Customer's always right. That's one of the worst sayings I've ever heard because it's completely wrong. They're always stupid.
We have a Cougar Rich audience.
There comes a time when love stops being a ball and starts being a woman.
Sarah, I'm watching Iggy cook asparagus on Facebook. Can you please give me a few minutes here?
Wow.
This is a sports show. Pay attention to the sports.
Dude, you're a kingmaker. Sign this, please, brah.
What do you post pictures of?
Why was I talking about sharing a double-ended dildo with a coworker?
My God, man, do something.
Yeah, we came close anyway when we talked about dirty talk.
Oh, okay.
Doug, smoke gas only.
What does that mean, gas?
I had to ask him.
Means that killer weed, that fire, that diggity dank.
I can't get any bigger, so...
What's a mom type figure?
But, like, I, as you guys know, have an active prostate.
Nice.
Just a rat in a cage. Why don't you look in the camera and suck your thumb?
Well, back to the soccer now.
The Exotica Expo is in Jersey, and I never got a call from Lexi Bell, so I guess he's handing it hold of her.
And with that, we're going to take a sip of coffee and try to stew on it a little bit.
No, I'm not a carpenter.
Really execute passionate jackhammering.
Real Sky Brie, there we go.
All right, what do you got, Iggy?
Oh, yeah.
That was Iggy's Drops of the Week.
Like, how good do you feel about it when you hear
That
it?
was 2 minutes and 40 seconds of heat.
That shows there's a lot of good stuff that went on this week.
A lot of strange things were said.
I mean, that's like 55 drops.
All right, 55.
Oh,
When you hear it, you wonder what possible context did that sentence come up in?
Yeah, there's a couple times where you'd say that.
Jackson, who are you talking about that gave you a soft cow?
Sky Bree.
Sky Bree. And did we ever find out, KG No Town Booker, is she retiring?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think you just DM.
Oh, yeah.
She probably holding out.
She never responded to his DM.
New contract.
You think Sky Bree gets a lot of DMs?
From producers?
Yeah.
Probably.
Shadow producers, really.
Yeah, he's
Not even
I haven't
employed.
been hired yet.
I saw Dillian last night. Was she only does this, I guess, when she gets drunk. She did another Instagram live last night where she was dancing. There's like 1,500 people watching it, and you can't even keep track of the comments. They're just flying through. But God, when she
Would she get paid for that?
I don't know. Not for Instagram Live. No, you can't like get tokens.
Are you getting turned on by this?
No.
Yeah, she was trying to sing and didn't know the words, and then she was dancing and kind of stumbling around while she's dancing, and she only does that when I guess she gets drunk.
And you hate to see that, don't you?
I do.
Because
a
that's your
little bit.
girl, and you don't want other guys looking at her.
No, I just feel bad for her when she gets tipsy and does that. She was just in Gatlinburg though, so.
Gatlinburg's big for you. Isn't it? That's a big city for you.
I
you
love
mention
Gatlinburg.
it often.
Well,
you
Let's get
vacation
referenced
there,
off.
you vacation there a time or two.
Yeah, and she posted a picture from wherever she was staying and said, "Love Gatlinburg."
I see a comment by Kenny Strode on
Yeah,
that.
I got a comment. We talked about Gatlinburg, unless you won't respond. But
And what's in Gatlinburg exactly?
fudge and moonshine.
Fudge. You travel
Fudge
all
and
the way to
moonshine.
Gatlinburg for fudge?
Some cool views.
Union Station.
Very
No,
cool
It
views.
was a family reunion. We had a 6-bedroom house up in the Smoky Mountains.
Oh, eastern part of the state, is it around Knoxville?
No, it's by Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge.
Where's
I don't
Pigeon
know where
Forge,
that
bro?
is.
Next to Gatlinburg.
It's right on the border of North Carolina and Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be the
Doug,
eastern,
that's
it's
the
in the
eastern
Smoky
portion.
Mountains. It's gotta be
Very
the
eastern
side.
portion. Like we did a whitewater rafting trip in Gatlinburg, and by the end of the rafting trip, we were in North Carolina.
Yeah, you're
Oh.
closer to North Carolina than you are in Knoxville.
But you're in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So eastern Tennessee.
Doug, you're the only 10 I see.
Oh, wow.
Oh, gosh.
That was fun. But they said it's the trout capital of the country, and I didn't see a trout for 6 days. So I don't know where they were hiding them.
Well, it was a good spot for a Strode family vacation.
It was. It was fun. But she was there, and she had her 2 dogs, and I just made
Does she have a porpoise with her?
Notice a
Dogs.
dolphin of any kind?
Didn't
There
see
was
any-
dolphins in the
didn't see
river
any-
I saw.
Didn't see any porpoises in Gatlinburg.
Huh.
It's a nice relaxing time. Just, did some bonfires, and hung out and barbecued, and just overlooking the Smoky Mountains. Very relaxing.
Yeah.
Played golf one day.
What'd you shoot?
I don't remember. It was like
Oh.
110 degrees.
Oh.
I've never seen so many gnats and mosquitoes in my life.
So Gatlinburg is gnat crazy.
It was that day. There's some shots I couldn't hit because there were so many gnats flying in front of my face.
Oh, that's no good.
You're playing from the tips.
Never.
You've done it before, and you're 1-0.
Well, we're 1-0. I didn't really do much.
Panger is consumed by our victory.
Well, why don't we
And
play him?
That's what I said. I said, you know who's next? Panger.
Yeah.
You and Patty Maroon. You're
the two of 'em.
next.
The two of
Because
them
he was
together.
going to be on the Ducks and Ning call a couple nights ago when he was on Balloon Party. And I said, since you're going to see Patty Maroon and he's a member there too, you guys are next. And he said, I'm going to talk to Patty and we're going to do it.
The two of them against the 5 of us?
That's right, that's right.
They have no shot.
Doug, now
I
we've
don't
gone from subservient
Yeah.
to dominant.
We're the cock of the walk. That's what we are.
You got to think we got a couple of them putt that may not drop.
I would say maybe 5 that
Yeah.
may not drop.
Yeah, it's just going to be different court conditions.
When that video is posted, I think people are going to go, you've got to be kidding. And then they will understand why it happened.
Yeah, there's some.
Yeah.
We had lightning striking like we were announcing 1380 The Woman.
You made 2 or was it 3 putts from every bit of 40 feet away?
Yeah, Tim made some bombs.
2. Jackson made 2 that were probably 15 to 20 feet that
Yeah.
most likely wouldn't be probable. I mean, those are certain, I would imagine with 5 shots at it, we may be 33 to 50%.
Doug pinging
I
it
don't
to
think
2
so.
feet
No,
with a 5-wood.
I think we could have putted 50 times from some of those places.
No, I'm
where
talking
you
about
made it.
I'm talking about Jackson's 15 to 20 footers.
Oh,
for birdie.
yeah, maybe those. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100% on the one.
A couple
that
of
hit
those
the
were on like the fringe of the green.
Yeah, it was a luck box festival. So I'm telling you,
and no rough.
Nagel's gonna be on a mission to skull F.
Oh,
when there is a rematch. He's
gonna
win it in the spring when the rough is up, and I can't go. I'll just hit it as hard as I can, and I don't care where it goes as long as it's whatever out there.
We're playing a scramble. We just fluff it up there nicely.
Oh, that rough though. You sometimes can't fly. I guess if it's thick enough, but man, it'll just drop down in the thicket, and those are tough to play.
Penalize them.
But we get to pick it up.
Penal, Doug. It's penal.
I don't say penalize,
but I mean it is.
It's a big penal Friday.
Ooh. Guys, Gatlinburg makes Branson look like Paris. Thanks, Orson Wacko.
No, Gatlinburg is pretty. Branson is Oozfest.
Are they building that $300 million? Like, did you see this?
Yeah, Lake of the Ozarks. That's Lake of the Ozarks.
Gotcha. My bad. But what the hell is that thing?
Looks like an amusement park right there on the Grand Glaze Bridge.
It's another one of those renderings where it's like that. It's not even believable. Like it can't possibly look like that.
I don't know. They pull in a lot of tourists down
So they're putting an amusement park there?
It's huge, Jackson. Look at the renderings. It's insane.
It's going to be bigger than Six Flags?
It looks like Six Flags. I don't know if it's going to be that. I mean, Six Flags just spreads very far.
A couple of large hotels. And
Plazzi, I was at Six Flags for Fright Fest last week.
God, I love Fright Fest.
Oh, were you really, Jackson?
On Friday, yeah. It was Sweet Kai's birthday. And
Doug, Sweet Kai.
Did you guys hit up Mr. Freeze?
No, that was the one ride we didn't ride.
Oh, that's the best one at night. But I like the scare-free bracelets.
They did. There was the Nobu bracelet.
Nobu bracelet, yeah.
Right. Nobu, yeah.
Nobu.
But yeah, you got a 30-year-old wearing a "Don't Scare Me" bracelet.
Yeah. There's some. I can't imagine. Like we were wondering, what do you think the people get paid who jump out and scare you?
I bet you get paid an extra $300 on top of your on top of your.
Do you think they work at Six Flags or they're like seasonal? I assume
there's some
seasonal.
actors and actresses there that are doing some of the juggling and things.
But they're committed to the bit.
It's
crazy.
crazy.
They do not fold. They wear a ton of makeup, and it's kind of creepy.
Six Flags is fun, like when you can wear like a hoodie and a stocking cap. It's miserable when it's 100 outside and you got some walruses.
That's what I was saying. I was like, if it was 95 degrees out here, I'd want to leave as soon as I arrived.
Yeah, it's miserable.
John Vaughn is going to a haunted prison tonight in Jefferson City.
Those scare me too much.
Haunted prison fright fest, I guess. I assume the prisoners won't be there.
This is a defunct prison, you would think, right?
I guess.
They're not moving inmates out.
It's
so
like
that they can...
it's a trunk or treat in the prison.
That would be a real-life fright fest if the prisoners were still there. You go in and out of the cells. Really, they're going to scare you.
Yeah, that would be scary for sure.
You are welcome to text in, as many are choosing to do today. 314-881-TMA5, Engineer Design Facility, sponsor of our text inbox. That's how you can get involved on this show, and just do so by texting 314-881-TMA5. What you do is you save it in your phone, and the next thing you know, you're just a friend of the feather. Harrison's brother Master, I assume, is on hold. He wants to.
Yeah, nah.
Let him on. Let's hear what he's got.
He's not on. He's not on hold.
He's not calling.
He wouldn't
Chicken
call.
Little,
He's
man.
not calling in.
Well, if you have visibility to your company or place of business's commercial fire alarm panel and system, email fire@edf-rg.com. They'll have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. You can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com. The official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of TMA. EDF's fire division is now testing, inspecting, and maintaining the fire system on all commercial kitchen and restaurant hoods. EDF can handle all of your company's security and surveillance needs, from surveillance cameras to access card readers to facial recognition software and everything in between. It's engineered, designed facilities. That's EDF. We're in the Michelob Ultra Studios. Michelob Ultra, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. If you're going to go out and enjoy what looks to be a beautiful weekend weather here in late October in St. Louis, enjoy Michelob Ultra while you're shaving strokes and looking for balls and leaves.
Yeah, I'd get out and play this weekend. If you got time and you got.
Got to get Doug. You can't tee off any later than 1 o'clock. Okay.
Do you think it helps to find your ball if you use a red ball or a lime green ball, or
I can't see
white one's
those
harder
balls.
to find?
No, I think white ones are the easiest. I can't see like a red ball. I have no chance of seeing.
Technology has to be coming where your phone will tell you exactly where your ball is.
That would ruin buying balls.
What's that?
I said it would ruin like spending money on balls.
But you'd sell
Titleist
a
and
lot of them.
Bridgestone probably bank on average golfers losing a sleeve at least a round.
Well, that could be. it could be.
Guys like me, I will run a ball until it's cracked, pretty much.
Until the lawnmower runs over it. Yeah.
I did like when we were playing Nagel, and Plowsy hit a ball that was close to the driving range where all the balls were.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "No, we'll find it." I said, "I doubt it, because Plowsy's probably playing a range ball.
Yeah,
I don't know which one it is."
blends in.
Yeah, it's true. He said my ball was a grocery store ball.
Sometimes the stripes on the side of the ball make it a little easier to find.
Grocery store ball.
Yeah, and it was no help either that I was in the bunker. He was like, "Who's playing the grocery store ball?" Like rats.
I have never been good enough, even when I was a younger guy playing all the time and was probably a 10 or 11 handicap. I've never been able to tell much difference in one ball to the next. I've never been good enough to say, boy, that ball really moved. Must be the ball.
A lot of swing speed stuff.
If you can put spin on a ball, then you'd be able to tell a difference. But
Doug,
like,
you sauce those balls?
No, I just try to hit it solidly.
Yeah, but like if you have a certain swing speed, some balls are better for you.
I don't doubt that. I'm just saying I have never noticed the difference in one ball to the next.
For 90% of golfers, even probably more than that, the difference is so slight that it doesn't matter.
When you're hitting it all over the place,
right?
All over on the club, yeah, it's hard to gauge what ball's best for
But if you're a pro or even a really low handicap, having the right ball is important.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I play whatever's free.
There you go.
You like those soccer balls, Eggs?
I do like the soccer balls. I ran out like in August.
Lost them.
Yeah, I don't like losing my soccer balls. I like those.
well, you go to Normandy, you'll find about a few of them out there.
A couple honey holes there.
This time of year, I play just whatever because
Yeah, the
I
leaves.
want to tilt more about losing a ball than the penalty stroke. Those left dashes are tough to find, and when I lose one, especially in leaves, that's going to be tilting. If you guys do another golf event, I'm on paternity leave, and I can caddy for you. Thank you. That's
Okay.
384.
Yeah, okay, 314.
Mr. Who?
Says again, so he's caddied for us?
Oh, was he out there in Normandy that one time we played? There was a very nice gentleman who was listening to the show who caddied for us and did a wonderful job.
Yeah. I'd rather have a 4 caddy than a caddy.
100%.
Yeah, 4 caddy super.
Find my ball. I'm terrible. Me aiming one way or the other is not going to help this shot that I'm about to hit.
Yeah.
Go 50 yards out and find it in the rough.
Right, and I don't need a guy cleaning the club every time I hit it one time or telling me what to use or anything. I just want someone to find the darn ball that I just hit.
Stan the caddy, friend of the show, is going to join us.
He was miserable at the end of the round.
Absolutely.
He'd had it with
miserable.
He was trying to give counsel, and the players were not listening, and it was frustrating him. And then when Iggy club twirled the ball that was 40 yards offline, right and short of the green, a green that was, about a quarter of a mile as far as square footage goes, Stan had enough and put his head down. And that's surprising because, if anything, he's in the home stretch.
Right,
But,
and he's supposedly working for you, right? It's not the other way around.
And remember my 10 that I got, 7 of those shots were in that bunker.
Yeah,
really disappointed.
You were digging a
And
grave
he had
down
to-
there.
He had to clean all that up.
Visibly more frustrated with each swing.
Mr. Licks just sent in a text here, Doug. When I played Old Warson last week, the leaves were super tough. Thanks. That's from Mr. Licks.
Man,
Dude
he
did
didn't
not
play Old
play
Warson.
at all.
So chipping balls in your backyard, you mean?
Does he live on Old Warson? Was
No,
that number
just
5? Next, that's
whatever,
6.
wherever
Which
he
one is
lives,
the
there are
par 5 one?
leaves.
Some nice homes right there by Old Warson.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Maybe Valley Park.
I think he's at Valley Park's Old Warson?
No, where he
Warson
lives.
South.
It's old money.
Yeah, Riverside's close to Valley Park.
And it's now called Old Warson South?
I think so.
Wouldn't it be amazing?
Wally's is the clubhouse.
That would be so funny if you just said O-Dub South. That's what they called it.
Doug, here is something that is wonderful to hear. Mad Dog is going into the Sports Radio Hall of Fame. Did you know there was one?
I did not.
It's
no.
in Chicago.
Iggy's probably in there by now.
And Mike Francesa called in to congratulate him.
Oh, great. He's probably in, too.
Aren't you glad that in a couple of days you won't have to hear anymore? Why is Mike in the Hall of Fame and you're not?
Oh, I did hear that. Yeah, I did.
You've been hearing that for 5 years, but the truth of the matter is, you've been in the Hall of Fame since the night I got in, because I wouldn't have got in without you. So you've already been in the Hall of Fame for, I don't know what year I got in, I don't remember. But whatever year it was, 17, 18, whatever the heck it was, you've been in there since then. So it doesn't make any difference. Now it's official. So it'll be official in a couple of days when you go to Chicago.
Well, all those years, 19 years, I wouldn't be here today, wouldn't be standing today. I know we all have had our issues, but that was I'm more proud of that than anything. Give me a little feel of 19 years together in FAN. Go ahead.
Well, listen, that's true. Listen, it's the big, with no matter what either one of us has been able to accomplish in the years since, there's nothing that was going to top Mike and the Mad Dog. So whenever we're done, when you're done and I'm done, and when we're gone, the first thing they're going to remember about either one of us is Mike and the Mad Dog. That's the bottom line. That's just the truth. That is our foundation. That is our greatest accomplishment. And you wouldn't be getting in the Hall of Fame, and I wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if it wasn't for Mike and the Mad Dog. So that is still going to be number one. And, we're just linked forever. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I didn't handle that right there a long time ago. I've told you that privately.
Forget about that.
I didn't handle that right.
That's long water under the bridge. Who cares about that stuff? But listen.
What was he talking about there? What happened? I don't know.
They had a falling out between the two of them.
Well, I knew they had a falling out, but he said he didn't handle that. Does anybody know what that is?
I don't know.
Was he like
probably pissed that he got in before?
Yeah, I wonder if that's what it is.
Yeah,
I feel like, Doug, we were taking a little trip into the future when Pepper and Jeannie get the call here in a decade.
Only one of them goes in.
Who would it be?
I can see how he'd be a little upset by that if they had a two-man show and one guy goes in and
Yeah,
the
I
other
guess
doesn't.
now that the whole thing is a ridiculous
Oh, it's a
premise,
joke.
but whatever. But there is a sports radio Hall of Fame. But yeah, that is true.
Once you suspend the disbelief that there's a
Yes,
Sports
I
Radio
know.
Hall of Fame, it does make sense. Like
And it's
why
pretty
would you-
obvious he called in to Mad Dog to let everybody know he's in the Hall of Fame already.
I think it'd be
So you
fun.
think that's what that was about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he mentioned it 3 times.
Iggy's gonna call me at a station in like 20 years and say, "Yeah, we did TMA and it was great, and we did solo acts and it was great, but everybody will remember us from Pepper and Jeannie."
And Jeannie's in the Hall of Fame and Pepper's still
I'll have people debating on like, oh no, I like them better with their solo work.
Yeah.
You know?
No, if I'm still on this earth and I'm 85 years old, I won't be talking.
What are you going to be doing down at the rallies?
Just mumbling.
Laying there.
Yeah, doing your Sunday shift at the rallies.
We're gonna need soft food, that's for sure. Pudding, applesauce, that sort of thing.
He's gonna lie there.
I won't be eating. I'll be hooked up to something to feed me.
Probably so.
Nice.
Good morning. Is Mad Dog the most irritating guy in the business? Thanks. That's from Wolf Boy.
Most irritating voice for sure. He might be a nice guy. I'm sure he knows his stuff, but it's hard to get past.
Well, he
the
does
voice.
know his stuff. He's got one of those crazy memories.
Yeah.
And I find him hilarious, but like I don't listen to that for like his insight. I just find it funny. Same with like Barkley. Even though Barkley, like when he breaks down basketball, is good at it. It's more so the entertainment value of it.
Oh, Mad Dog's like a comedian to me, but his lists that he does in top fives are the worst I've ever seen. And I don't know if he does it on purpose, which I commend him for it if he does, but his best quarterback tight end duo list is so bad that like you just can't possibly think that that's real, which is fun. He riles people up. That's a good thing.
Well, a lot of it isn't real.
That's real.
My God.
I don't like the good job, bad job thing. I go, Bryce Harper, home run, good job. The pitcher who gave up the home run, bad pitch, bad job.
I like that impression a lot. That's an underrated impression. Every Friday he argues with Stephen A. Smith.
He argues with him?
Yep, that's a thing. So they have the ESPN, they have all these televisions and 101 Studio, whatever networks are going on, NFL Network, and I guess ESPN. And while we're on Jackson, I see those two arguing. And it's just like it's any topic. And no matter what, coincidentally, they disagree.
Yeah. It's
Made
crazy
up.
how it always works like that.
Just like the Barstool stuff. It's so made up now, I can't even pay attention.
Oh, is it really? What's
when they film them
it is very
inside
much so fake
wherever
now.
they are in their office, and there's 10 of them watching a football game, and they have to replay it because there's no way they did it live, and they know there's going to be a bad beat, late touchdown. Oh, come on! They're all throwing stuff.
Well, they do that stuff live.
I don't know, but to me,
They happen to have every one of the bad beats on there.
Well, they do like a 4-hour live stream.
I follow a lot of Barstool guys, and I find they're fun. It's a lot of it is scripted now. Like the reaction stuff, the fake faux arguments. Like this one dude strictly just does a bunch of rants and gets up and leaves, and everybody laughs. Like Rico, I think was. It's staged, and it's fine. You're still going to have your loyal follower, but none of those reactions are all natural anymore.
No, that's
the
where
Frank,
the money is, though.
The
is to
Frank
argue.
thing is so overplayed. Like it's embarrassing, to be honest. So yeah, there's a lot that I agree with Iggy on. It's all, I mean, it looks scripted and staged for the most part.
And I used to be a Portnoy guy. Now I can't stand him. He's just vile.
I was trying to think of a big-time sports talk host who aren't big personalities, rant and rave. I guess Paul Feinbaum would qualify as a guy who just kind of tells it.
But he gives a
what he thinks.
platform to.
But he's not ranting and raving or arguing with anybody.
100%.
Beyond that, I can't name. I guess Colin Cowherd doesn't really scream and yell, does he? He's got pointed opinions. But if you want to make the big money, you've got to have a big personality that gets upset, apparently.
And I talk about all the time that people steal my ideas.
Oh, brother.
Man. I saw it about 3 weeks ago. I wasn't familiar with these people, but Country Club Adjacent, you familiar with them?
The Country Club of Jason.
No.
Yeah, they're the ones who go up on the tee box and
make fun of people.
Right.
That seems fun.
It was probably a year ago. I think I said it to Cletus. We were playing with somebody. I said, "When's the last time you wore those golf shoes?" I said, "My God, how do you hit a ball with that swing?" And just kind of having fun with people. And I said, "You know what? This would be kind of fun if I went to events and I just made fun of people. They're doing it. That's their whole thing. They're sitting on the tee.
They heard you say that to Cletus. And
I don't know how they
stole.
found out, but that's what I said about a year ago. This would be fun.
No one else could have ever had the idea of heckling people.
Well, I don't
Giving
know,
them the
but
business?
Now they're doing it. They're popular.
They went after Bob Does Sports, so they're dead to me.
Doug, they went after Bob Does Sports, so they're dead to Jackson.
I don't think I know who Bob
The real
Does
ones will
Sports
know.
is.
Doug, the real ones will know.
They're about to celebrate their 2-year anniversary. I'm looking at their YouTube. They joined October 31st, 2020.
They go to just random clubs and make fun of
No, they
anybody?
do it at live events.
Yeah, now that they're popular, they go to live events and make fun of fans, but then they get golfers and they stand behind them and make fun of them while they're hitting.
Well, don't they get thrown off the
No,
course?
this is like
No.
practice rounds, and they set it up through.
Yeah, it's all
Live.
staged.
But they do.
Everyone's
They
okay
do.
with it.
They go to the press conferences at Live, and this one was kind of fun. They asked Dustin Johnson. They go, "How come sometimes my dad's love is conditional instead of authentic?" And Dustin Johnson was very confused.
I kind of like that.
That stuff is kind of funny. But
Yeah.
like the heckling thing is like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's worn out its welcome. It's not funny anymore.
Wow, Iggy's down on it.
First they steal your idea, now they wear it out.
Yeah, well, they just make fun of people behind the ropes, not just the golfers, but the patrons who walk by. And I can't
Hadn't that been
remember all
going
the stuff.
on since the start of sports? People heckling other people?
Yeah, but not
razzing them?
not on video and making money off it and having millions of followers following these people. I did it for free. Again, I should have probably taken it to the next level. I didn't. My bad.
Yeah, you were wrong here. Clearly.
Text into the program 314-881-TMA5. Call in 636-9004-TMA. Steve Schmidt, Kia, North County phone lines. And email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Jackson, would you tell the people about the Wolfpack?
Yeah, Tim, I'll be happy to tell them about
nice.
it. You know, for 3 straight years, the real estate market has been smoking hot. But the fall market is here, and there's a change in the air. So I'd like to talk to you about Trish Wolf and the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack is a top-producing realty group servicing the entire St. Louis metro area and surrounding counties, all the way out to the Lake of the Ozarks. You might have a lot of questions about the current real estate market. Is it a good time to buy? Have I missed out on the seller's market from the past few years? Well, they have all the answers and more for you over at the Wolfpack, powered by Worth Clark Realty. You give them a call at 314-807-WOLF, and Trish is going to pick up that phone herself, and you're going to get right down to business. Homes are still selling fast, so catch the tail end of the seller's market while you still can. The Wolfpack needs more listings, so if you are even considering selling your house, give Trish and her team a call. They can talk you through your options, and if you do decide to sell that home, the Wolfpack on average will sell it over the list price. So whether you're buying or selling your house, the only realty group you need is the Wolfpack. They'll save you money on the buy side, and they'll make you money on the sell side. It's just that simple. Call them at 314-807-WOLF or visit their website. That's trishwolf.com.
There it is, the Wolfpack, a wonderful sponsor here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, just like Tommy Sabulka and VIP Auto Accessories. Commercial van and truck upfitting for commercial fleet vehicles. Office space, wall floors, windows, and, of course, vehicles with graphic solutions. You name it, VIP does it. They are your one-stop shop. They're a full-service operation. They take the vehicles from point A to point Z. VIP saves you time and hassle. It's quicker to deal with VIP than 2 or 3 vendors with multiple locations. They are all local since 1979. Once employees start working there, they don't stop. They have people employed by 35 years. 41 years. 42 years, and the company's only 43 years old. They work with Design Air, Heating and Cooling, and Munganess. They're part of the TMA ecosystem. It's VIP Auto Accessories. Call Tommy Cibulka at 314-428-3900 or email him at tommy.cibulka at vipautoaccessories.com. It's VIP Auto Accessories, your one-stop full-service shop for all your auto accessory needs. And think about it. Coming up in about 50 minutes, we have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Friday night is pizza night now through Sunday at JJ Twiggs, Southampton. Call in. Your order is 20% off when you let them know you are a TMA listener. And if you'd like to enter for the $100 gift certificate, take a picture while you're there of yourself, your family, having a pizza, post it to the TMA fan page in JJ Twiggs, Southampton. We'll enter you into a raffle for $100. It's J.J. Twiggs, Southampton. We will take a commercial break, come back with our Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at TMASTL.com or wherever you podcast. And check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Hey, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that's always a great time to gather at Rosalita's. Why not start off with a happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m.? Enjoy happy hour specials including $3 off of appetizers like the wildly popular carne con cerveza, marinated steak cooked to order and served on a sizzling skillet. The patio is heated and covered, plus Rosalita's offers live music on Thursdays and mariachi every weekend. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Doug Vaughn here, along with the home loan expert, Ryan Kelly. Ryan, I know you have been a long-time supporter of the military and trying to make things easier for them and more affordable for them to buy a new home. How's that going?
The VA loan is one of the best benefits of being in the military, but the problem is nobody good was doing them. No one really cared about them. These banks were taking months to close them. We've changed the game on that. In fact, we close VA loans in 21 days or less. I personally pay for your appraisal, and we can help you with all the VA paperwork. Visit HeroLoan.com. That's HeroLoan.com, the only way to VA.
Celebrate all your college and fantasy teams' Tully touchdowns this weekend with Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. May your team be swift and their aim be true. May the refs be forever in your favor and your whiskey always Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, smooth sipping Irish whiskey, made exactly for game day moments like this. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Remember sitting around at parties in the 90s, singing along to all the current alternative rock songs?
Wanna go for a ride?
Even when you didn't know the words? Well, you can relive the magic when Smashing Pumpkins come to town with Jane's Addiction, Tuesday, November 1st at Enterprise Center. And you can do it for free. Just log into the TMA app or at TMASTL.com. Enter the contest. Smashing Pumpkins, November 1st at Enterprise Center. Tickets on sale now. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Check out listener rewards on the new TMA mobile app. Watch the show live on the TMA studio cams. Find it at TMASTL.com. Get the podcast on the TMA app. Download it now.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
With the fall's cooler weather upon us, we hope you'll let Lee May Concrete Block help you with all of your landscaping projects. They've been a locally owned and operated manufacturer since 1947, priding themselves on their quality of their products and the customer service they provide. Lee May Block offers a complete line of fireplaces, outdoor living kits, decorative retaining wall blocks, ready-mix concrete, masonry block, as well as concrete parking curbs and air conditioning slabs. Please visit their showroom off South Broadway at 326 East Courtois or visit them online at LeeMayBlock.com.
Hi, this is Trish Wolf from the Wolfpack at Worth Clark Realty. And the home selling market might look a little bit uncertain right now, but if you've got the Wolfpack on your team, that's going to make all the difference. We're going to help you with staging and tell you what kind of upgrades to make or to avoid. We're going to put our social media to work for you and get you your maximum exposure for that home. So while home values are holding and inventory is still low, let's jump on board and get that house listed. And if you're waiting until spring, it's never too early to get started with that planning. So give me a call today at 314-807-WOLF, or you can always find us at trishwolf.com. Join the pack. We've got your back.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Tim, Doug, Iggy, Plowsy, Action Jackson.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After, 105.7 HD2.
Okay. All right, that's
What?
enough.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Couldn't we come up with songs like this in a studio down the hall here somewhere?
Doug, your mic's not on.
Pod me up.
You're up.
Pod me up.
You're up, bro.
Okay. How about now? How about now? How about now?
You've been up the entire time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just talking.
Okay, that's enough.
I need more bass in that hook.
Okay, that's plenty. Pot her down. Pot her down.
I'm with you. That's.
Pot her down.
How about singing?
Well, if she's making money on it, good for her. But it doesn't mean I have to listen to it for a long time.
It's like the
does it?
lady on Romper Room looking in the mirror at the end of the show and just naming out people.
Yeah. And that was for toddlers.
God, that song is
And Bill, and John, and Stephen too.
You think she's
doing?
making a lot of money on this gal?
No.
I don't know if she begged for
No,
money.
she has
back
100 views on that one.
Now, will she get something?
100
because it
in
got
2
played
years.
today on our station, does she get something?
No.
My running
I don't
video
know.
that was posted a month ago has 8 times the total views of her entire catalog on Cassie Moore Music. on
But now,
YouTube.
radio stations have to pay to air any kind of music they want to.
She's not on radio, Doug.
She just was right there.
Well, we have a license.
Well, we have, yeah,
Hubbard has a license.
No,
to
we
play
took aux off.
Right, but then that money that goes to the license then gets trickled down to the performers.
But we had aux off, so nobody heard that. It didn't go out over the air.
Yeah, it did.
Yes.
It didn't go on YouTube.
Well, yeah, because YouTube, you have to pay for it.
She just made a nickel. Awesome. No, she definitely.
I don't know how it works. I'm asking, but I know the artists somehow get paid when their stuff gets played on the radio.
I guarantee you she's getting ready for her DoorDash job right now.
The company gets paid. The label gets paid if you play more than 30 seconds of a song.
We just
But
did.
And you got to play more than 30
I don't know
with her.
how. No, it wasn't on YouTube. I don't know how they would. Do they listen to every station and go back and have somebody listen to the podcast on every station? If 31 seconds, get a hold of them.
I don't know how it works.
They owe us $1.
But it's true that the artists do get paid when their songs get played on the radio.
Man, saying the word
Yeah,
artist,
that's royalty.
Cassie together is kind of a slap in the face to the music industry.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just open a radio station and start playing music. You got to pay for the license to do
Right,
that.
right.
And that the money towards that license goes to paying everybody who produces the music.
Right, but after it goes through like 20 different hands, probably.
Oh, I'm not saying they make a ton, but there's thousands, a couple thousand radio stations in America too.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think back in the day, there were companies that paid radio stations to play their music just so they could get their song on the air.
That's where the payola came in, right?
I think so.
Those restrictions. Because certain people would say, well, we'll play the song if, you want to grease my palm a little bit.
Yeah, that's how the disc jockey would get money and they'd play the song.
Yeah, that's why payola is such a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Payola and Pluggle. Payola and Pluggle, it's called.
Now, Plugola was Dr. Biondi. Because he didn't pay you, but you gave him a free plug.
Yeah, but I paid for my glasses, so I didn't get anything for it. I was just being nice.
Yeah. But you gave him a plug.
He was a listener to the show, and he reached out to me, and
Sure
I said,
he
well, it's
did.
nice. I'll be nice to listeners.
Good eye, doctor. Smoke show of a staff.
There was somebody posted yesterday.
The
said-
rocket ships.
Somebody posted on the fan page. I say, just got in to see the smoke show and the rocket ships. Can you imagine when we're listening there? Yeah, I came in for the rocket ships.
Yeah, they would be promptly thrown out.
No, they know. They know I called them rocket ships.
I've never heard that term before for a beautiful woman. Rocket ship?
I don't remember saying that, to be honest with you. I just said I think they're very attractive and they're very good at what they do.
Yeah,
they're very
boy, they are.
knowledgeable. And
Yeah.
somebody called them rocket ships. I didn't.
Here comes another plug.
I didn't bring it up. You did.
No, I know.
Steadfast.
I gotta get my cataract surgery pretty soon.
Oh, you got cataracts?
Yeah, I gotta get them. It's like a 15-minute procedure.
Have you had them before?
No.
They just reach in there and pluck them out?
It has something to do with there's a coating over the eye that after a period of time it gets kind of
cloudy,
and they just kind of they don't even put you under. They just takes 15 minutes. They just kind of take that off and they put a new one on.
Does it hurt?
Can't even feel it supposedly.
Really?
Yeah, that's why they don't put you under. The doctor talks to you while you're doing it. That takes like 15 minutes.
Huh? But you've never had this done before.
No.
But you know other people who have. Or they've told you what the process is like.
Yeah, and Dr. Biondo told me what the process is. And then I looked it up too, and it said it's like a 15-minute procedure. You're awake when you do it. They just kind of get in there and take that out. He said it's amazing once it's over. You feel like you have new eyes.
Is that right? Really?
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to get it done, actually.
When are you getting it done, bro?
Next 6 months.
Why wait?
Well, he told me, he said, 6 months to a year and get it done.
Okay.
So it's not like it's something that has to be done now. It just helps your eyes.
We'll be big for golf season.
Yeah, you could shave strokes.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of me and Cletus. Where'd it go? You're asking me?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. It's 200 yards away. I can't see that far.
Oh, I don't want to drive.
You don't want to drive to Nashville?
Oh, no.
Why don't you hit the
Not that
hijack?
bad.
Hit the hijacking for yourself here.
Uh-oh. Pepper's turned on Jeannie.
Oh, he's in the Hall of Fame before me.
It's not bad. It's an easy drive.
No, it's not that bad a drive.
Yeah, it's an easy one.
Would you rather drive alone or with other people that you felt like you got to talk to all the
Well,
time?
I'll be with Madison's parents.
Oh, they're going down there with you.
They are. This will be a nice smooth drive.
You have to drive all the... Do they sleep the whole time? Or
I'm sure they'll offer to drive, but, I mean, it's my vehicle and they're not on the insurance, so I'll probably just drive myself.
And you got all the dogs in there, too?
No, thank God. No. No, they're staying with Madison cousins, so.
Now, how fast are you comfortable driving on the highway?
85.
Pretty much everybody's doing 85 out
As
there.
comfortable as the cops will allow me to be.
Right. As long as you're like the second fastest person, you're in good shape.
If someone passes you, you're okay to speed up a
I
little
love
bit.
that. Right when somebody flies on the left, I'm like, okay, I'll get in there.
Driving behind someone going like 2 or 3 miles per hour faster than you is perfect.
I think
You can't get pinched.
I'll be hitting Nashville right around 4 or 5. That's going to be my main problem there.
Oh, the traffic there gets kind of nasty.
On a Friday,
it
too.
Gets
It gets a little nasty. Are you staying downtown?
We have an Airbnb somewhere. I haven't even checked it out.
Yeah, Airbnb is the move in Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Just Uber 10 minutes downtown. Because once you're on Broadway, then you're good for the whole night.
I wonder where Welly's staying at. I got to see what his living situation is down there.
I stayed at the Gaylord Opryland Hotel a
Oh,
couple
was it?
months ago. Oh, God. Fantastic.
Is it really?
Enormous hotel. Enormous.
Yeah, they got some really nice hotels.
Yeah.
Big time.
I could never have afforded it, but my brother-in-law gets the military discount and cuts the price like in half of the hotels you stay at.
Guys, where's Lisa Ann? She's on vacation this week, so she isn't with us this week.
I saw she just posted photos from
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
How about
yeah.
that?
And she didn't even bring her
She's
camera.
living large.
She's one of like 50. I think she's the only porn star. They have exotic dancers, and they got like autograph sessions. There's like a bunch of names I never heard of before. I guess they're from Switzerland.
Don't they have their own stars in Switzerland?
I think
They got to take our porn stars.
I bet you their fetishes and kinks are awesome.
That was theirs, and I never heard of any of them.
What is it, a stack of flapjacks in the snow and that kind of...
Who's into a stack of flapjack?
I didn't know if that was like a
Swiss porn is it's flapjack kinks.
Probably not.
Pancake play.
That seems like such a cool country, though, Switzerland.
Oh yeah.
Why don't we go do a remote?
Well, I'd love to.
Let's just do a tour of Europe. We're big out there.
We're good. We're big in Western Europe. Haven't really penetrated
Yeah,
Eastern European
Portugal
market.
especially.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Lisbon. Yeah, that's where we got our Lisbon.
I think I get super annoyed of like a European vacation.
Annoyed?
Yeah,
Why?
because every minute of that whole trip is scheduled and planned, and there is nothing that I hate more.
Well, who says it
than
has
a
to be
vacation
scheduled?
that is absolutely dictated by the minute. That we
I'm kinda
have to
with
be
you on
here
that.
to here. You cannot freelance and just enjoy a vacation because now you have a checklist that you need to do, and that to me is just I'm out.
Yeah, any
I am
itineraries I'm out on.
I'll
But
find a restaurant, drink a bottle of wine, and just chill for 3 hours. But you can't do that when you need to hit the Louvre, and then you got to take a 4-hour train ride to the Hedgestones or whatever. Like, I'm good.
The Hedgestones.
The Hedgestones.
I don't need to see rocks. I don't need to see half torn down buildings. Just give me some good food and some wine, and
But
I'll
you can get
chill.
good food here. That's why you're going there, is to see the history of it all.
Well, I'm out.
Okay,
I want a vacation where I can enjoy myself and not have one person dictate this entire.
well, they don't
trip.
have to have it that way. People backpack through Europe where they don't even have like a ticket home. They just hang out.
Are you surprised that at some point no thugs have gone in and knocked over the ledge stones? Just
doesn't that happen
Now
all the
they're
time?
ledge stones?
Just push
What
them
are
over.
they called?
Hedge stones.
Stonehenge.
Oh,
Stonehenge.
Yeah, and just at some point, just like 10 ruffians just go in there and let's push them over.
Probably.
I watched European Vacation yesterday. Kind of
Clark W. Griswold
in the
backed right
background.
into him.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, he knocked him down like dominoes.
I
didn't he?
can't get left. They're one
Big
of my
Ben?
favorite scenes.
Parliament, Big Ben, I can't get left.
I can't. There it is.
I've been there and done that. Yeah.
You couldn't get left either?
Well, at other places, not really there, but I mean, I've
wanna
been
go
in driving situations where I could not get left.
I want to go to Greece really bad. I think that's where me and Madison are really wanting to go.
There was, I think about this now when you mention that. There's a roundabout
That'll do it.
in Bermuda that takes you into Hamilton, which is the downtown area where all the shopping
sure it
is.
does, yeah.
And you have to kind of like loop around and then go straight.
Yeah, just a little loop.
But it's a 2-lane thing, and these people on their mopeds couldn't get over to the right because there's cars over there and just kept going in circles. Going in circles.
Can't get right.
No, because we were doing something there. We were off to the side of the road. We were waiting for somebody to join us. And I just watched these two people just kept going in circles because they couldn't get over. Oh, back around. For like a half hour.
A half hour?
Because they
At
didn't
some
know.
point, don't you just stop and say, I'm getting over?
They just didn't know what to do. They're on a moped. They didn't know what they're doing. They're going left, and there's another car next to them. They try to get over, and they can't, and it was traffic. They were going around circles for a half hour.
And that's also my point. Like, Europeans probably hate tourists. Like, imagine somebody in another language acting where the Starbucks is in the Lululemon store. Like, that would be so annoying. It's a lot of tourist dollars, but I think they would probably get annoyed of a bunch of big groups.
We didn't get annoyed when all those Londoners came to St. Louis after the Rams played there.
Yeah, they were walking around my neighborhood saying, "Where's the Starbucks?"
Was that an actual saying? Did Demoff say that? Was that real?
Yeah.
Or
That did happen on Channel
Really?
2. We were watching it.
Yeah, one of the reasons they wanted to play in London was because they thought a lot of people from London would watch the game and then want to tour St. Louis.
Dude, I've been on this show 8
Vacation.
years. I thought that was a joke.
No, it really happened.
No, we were
That
supposed
was-
to believe that.
That was the excuse for losing a home game, which is, of course, a ton of revenue for the city. But they said, no.
I can see the other way
tourists.
around. If St. Louis people want to go visit London, why would you? Hey, that's a football team. Let's go their city.
Guys, I was in Sweden last week, and they couldn't have been more inviting.
Yeah, okay.
Sweden.
That's from the Illsider. What's wrong?
I'm sure that's the case.
Yeah,
People
they
are
love
nice
our tourist
everywhere.
dollars.
Just in Sweden, randomly you bring it up.
Hey, you're down on the Swedes?
They say, here comes the fat Americans. Give them some food. They'll eat it.
That's 100% what they
Like
say.
circus animals to them?
Yeah.
It's a big bell.
I'm sure they can spot Americans a mile away.
Yeah.
They're the fat
Love
ones.
the Ilsetter. I guarantee he wasn't in Sweden last week.
How can you do that?
He's not. There's no way.
He was texting in last week, so
Well, let's see if he was.
Why do you hate Stockholm?
I don't. That's where my idol is from.
He's gonna get like a watermark stock photo of like just this random tourist destination in Sweden.
To be fair, there is a week-long gap in his text history.
Wow.
Oh no, we're wrong.
It's going to be tough for Pepper and Genie today.
No, I'll get over it pretty quick.
Week-long.
Love the Ilsetter, though.
Do you?
Yeah, he's very good at the Megan Meyer Foundation.
Yeah, he did pay. Yeah, he did. I forgot about that.
But you don't think he could handle Sweden?
Me?
Him.
I just don't think he went. Just
Well,
out of-
some people do go on
made up.
vacation.
Just out of the blue. I was in Switzerland last week.
What happens?
I guess it could. I don't believe any of our listeners anymore.
Well, that's probably not
You've
a
grown cynical.
Well, they don't believe me, so I'm going to stop believing them.
Okay.
Guys, this audience would not fare well in Europe. They would wind up in, I don't know, spanging some Asian dude who happens to be a Colts reporter. That's from Mr. Licks.
That's
Is he talking
possible.
about Brian Henson?
Why would they be in Greece?
Ilsetter says,
No,
I
that's
swear
Europe.
I was there
Yeah,
for
kinda.
work. I can send my flight if I really have to.
No, I believe you.
Wow.
I changed my mind. I believe you.
Okay.
And I said he didn't go before I heard it was Ilsetter. I thought it was just some random 314, 618, whatever.
I still don't believe it.
Yeah.
But the week-long text is
There's a gap. There's a gap in the Ilsar's text history.
Guys, I was listening in the afternoon on TMA All Day a few days ago, and the man/woman press conference came on.
Yep.
It's still unbelievable to me. It could be an episode of It's Always Sunny. The gang starts a radio station. That's from The Hunchback, Vaughn Castle.
Yeah.
Doug, I weed myself right there in the studio. I'm not exaggerating. I weed even producer Joe, the gruff, mean, landing stripped producer Joe, in his second to last day with the show after a decade, was on the floor laughing while the people on the outside sat
The
there.
woman station was just something that hit me like a bolt of lightning.
It was
Right.
painfully real.
The writing was pretty much on the wall at that point. That we got some trouble here, fellas.
Joe Roderick brought like swag in from the way. This was like before it actually became official,
Yeah.
and everybody thought it was a joke. Like it was like one of those. Oh well, this is funny. No.
Remember they had one full station staff meeting there where they came in and started yelling at all of us because they weren't selling enough advertising.
Yeah, they actually
And they were even
scolded.
yelling at people who were brokering time, who had paid the station the right to be on there, and they were getting yelled at too.
And they were like, people were trying to poach, like, sponsors from other shows.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that
it was so embarrassing, man.
I'd have a guest come in for the woman, and the other shows would be there early doing show prep, and I'd say, "Oh, this is from blah blah boutique." Oh, and they'd all like vultures, and they were all like, "Have you heard of our show? We'd love to get you on. Oh, can you come on our show? We'd love to do this. We got a segment here." She's coming on this show.
Yeah,
Leave
come
her
on.
alone.
Yeah,
She's ours.
The desperation, just like you could smell it through the radio. Like it was so bad. And then I would get calls, not knowing what the morning after was, of like listeners just oh, get this MFer off the air. It's like, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. I mean, everybody hated it.
Good morning. The man and woman press conference, as well as Churchill's Iron Curtain speech, both took place in Missouri. Which do you think has had the greater cultural impact? That's from Minute Bowl eligible.
Well, what are we talking about now?
No, we're not talking about Churchill.
No, That's
There's been 50 prime ministers after him.
Well, I don't know about 50, but
No,
there's
not
been a number.
He was a great one, though.
He was.
Mount Rushmore of prime ministers.
Well,
Churchill, Thatcher.
What's the woman? Thatcher, yeah. There it is.
John Majors.
Majors, and then...
Truss.
Certainly not the last one. It lasted
Truss.
a week and a half.
Dude, but she gets 119 grand for the rest of her life.
The one who was in office when Princess Di died.
John Major?
John Major. No, it wasn't Major.
Doug, was it John Major?
No, I don't think it was.
so.
Was it Darnell Coles?
No.
It was after Major.
He was
It wasn't
knighted.
Chamberlain.
Did I do it right, Tim?
Before-
That's correct. That's the way you ask.
Imagine
out there.
Darnell Cole getting knighted by King Charles.
Doug, was it Tony Blair?
Tony
could
Blair.
have been.
Tony Bank.
Tony
Was
Blair.
it Tony Bank?
No, it was Tony Blair. You're correct. There's my 4.
Which former Ram would make the best prime minister?
Kevin
that's it.
Demoff.
Kevin Carter, probably.
Probably Ty Hill.
Oh, Laurinaitis.
I'd say Kurt Warner.
It's not bad.
I don't know, you got... Oh, yeah. Never mind.
You know,
I'm not
you
gonna bring it up.
were just talking about the woman. And I was thinking, there's a station in every city that has that type of ownership.
I don't know.
Boy, I don't know on that.
That
actually.
was...
That's
Well, at some point.
you have to have a. That was the perfect storm.
Maybe not as bad
for
as
it to
him,
happen.
because he didn't know what he was doing.
You have the wife writing employees' personal checks from her checkbook.
But what if...
As long as someone's writing a check.
What if Chef Ramsay, he does like Hell's Kitchens and he goes to places that are just awful restaurants? What if he did one just with radio stations? Just walks in and this is a terrible radio station and he tries to fix that.
It would be Bar Rescue, but HD2 Radio Rescue.
Who would be the Gordon Ramsay, though? Who would be
Nice.
the one saving?
Barrett, Jason
Barrett,
Barrett.
easy.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not even a question. He's
He's
the only
here.
one that cares.
You know, Barrett's here.
I saw him the other
yesterday.
day.
Yeah, he was here yesterday. We're staying at the Holiday Inn.
Did you talk with him, Doug?
I didn't know. He was holding court with about 10 guys down the hallway.
I talked with him. I said hello.
Yeah.
He said, "You got the same haircut as me now." And I said, "Yeah." But I'm thinking to myself, I've been shaving my head since I was at KMOV, and I was at KMOV before I met Barrett.
Yeah, but you aren't paying him, so like
Love
he
to have him on the
doesn't-
podcast.
Yeah.
Think he'd come on?
That would be a great. That would actually.
I doubt
think that'd be really good.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah, agreed.
We
I don't know if he's still
cannot
here.
break the top 20 in one of his lists. We can't do
We
it.
never will.
Is
Hard
there an
as we
HD2 ranking though? Now we've kind of carved
Oh.
that.
Yep.
Do you say
Today,
niche or
I'm
you say
excited to share with you a conversation I conducted with Frank Frangie.
Well, now that he knows we're here, we'll probably make the top 25 next year.
I don't know.
There's
I don't know
no
if we
way.
can crack that list. It's a tough list to crack.
Well, he knows you're here. I don't think he knows I'm here. I didn't see him.
We have 15 drops that directly bash him, in terms of making fun of him. It's no way.
No.
Well, we wouldn't know because he'd probably tweet it out and we're all blocked, so we wouldn't see it.
The Illsider has sent in a screenshot.
I believe him.
Of a $10,000 plane ticket.
Come on.
10,000.
$9,331. Whatever this is. Is that what you're seeing, Jackson?
Yeah, this is boy. He's got 1,800 in tax fees and charges. Yeah, 9,000.
So why did he do this? Oh, because he said he didn't do it.
Yeah.
I
must have been
but
a
I
work
changed
thing.
and I said, no, I do believe you.
Nobody does that on their own dime, do they?
No, he said it was work related.
Oh, yeah.
Can say I'm not spending 10 grand.
So if it was work related, he probably got first class.
A friend of mine had to fly to like Australia. It was going to be like $18,000.
Jeez.
$18,000.
Yeah.
How did that even? How do they
crap.
justify it?
It's the business does it. He doesn't do it on his own money.
Can't get there anywhere else. That's the
I
whole
think they
thing.
may have canceled it because it was so much.
How long was that flight? Like 15, 16 hours?
I'm sure.
Ugh.
Yeah,
But
Ma-
now with Zoom and everything, business, it's got to really be something. You got to be handing something off, I would
Yeah.
think, to make it worthwhile.
Right.
Yeah, Madison's uncle and aunt lived there, and they got this just ridiculously huge house, and so they did a family trip there. And I'm thinking, damn, for like 5 or 6 people, that is pricey. It's expensive to go there for a full week, 10 days.
Yeah,
I mean,
You'd have to go for 2 weeks.
yeah.
I mean, just with the jet lag, you'd be out for like 3 days, and the time change, and so you need 2 weeks. In
Said the
Australia.
food was not that great, though. Said it was alarming how dry and bland a lot of the
Really?
food items were.
What do you got against Vegemite?
Oh, God, it sounds horrible. I don't know if I've ever heard of it.
It is
vile.
It is
It's
horrible.
like molasses, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like yeast paste.
It's gross.
Ugh.
My friend in Bermuda, Sean, had his family send him some. He's from Australia. Vegemite, mate? I said, let me try that. I've never tried it. Oh, my. It tasted like cough syrup.
Yeah, it's awful.
Well, we have some horrible food here, too. If
Right,
you
it's
order
all-
the wrong thing.
Yeah, depending on where you're from, what you grow up with is what you like.
I need good food if I'm going to a place.
Do you?
It's like my major expenses for my entire year is food. And I enjoy a good meal, good company.
Yeah, you enjoy bad food also. We see you eat it every day.
Well, it's all relative.
Yeah.
What's bad for you is delicious for me.
No, I don't
Another
know.
man's
Delicious.
trash.
Delicious, yes.
I like trash donuts.
Yeah.
Marie Callender's got you, though.
I made from scratch chicken and dumplings last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it took forever, but
It's worth it. The payoff was great.
it was, Tim.
Nice.
How do you make dumplings?
You
from
can buy the
scratch?
Reams frozen ones.
Reams.
Yeah, they're not bad, but they're frozen and they take an hour to cook. And no, it's just egg and milk and flour, and you gotta roll that thing out though
Sure,
thin, man.
You got a rolling pin?
I do have a rolling pin, but my cutting board is not big enough. You need a big area to do this.
Big.
And I kept rolling the dough, and it's going over the side of the cutter board, and you have to pull it back, and there's flour everywhere.
Well,
and-
yeah, that's no good.
That's why we got a woodblock island for that. It's amazing.
Oh, you're blessed.
Well, I rent.
Well, so do I. I don't even have a splashback.
You mean a backsplash?
Backsplash.
I mean, I'm doing everything backwards.
I did Headstone, so you're safe on that one.
Is that dyslexic? You do
Dyslexic.
everything backwards?
That was
Wow.
that whole thing.
Didn't I say? I didn't even say Stonehenge. I said Hengestone.
Yeah.
Ledge stones.
I'm doing everything backwards today.
It's 9:28. It is our Appliance Discounters, or Mega Brian's, 9 o'clock hour. Catch the game at a Pine at one of the two locations in Sunset Hills and downtown. Coming up in 15 minutes, we have our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Celebrate all of your team's college and fantasy teams' Tully touchdowns this weekend with Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. May your team be swift and their aim be true. May the refs be forever in your favor and your whiskey always. Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, smooth sipping Irish whiskey made exactly for game day moments like this. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly. It is Friday, and that means it's time for our Cuts of the Week, presented by Bertarelli Cutlery.
Cuts of the Week are brought to you by Bertarelli Cutlery. Visit them on the Hill or online at bertarellico.com.